butterscotch whip.
Sounds dreamy.
Must be great to be crazy in love. You just never seem to get hungry.
Poor Louis. I guess he's too old to understand people like us.
Aren't we lucky, Rich? I mean, we found the someone we want, and we know that that special someone is always going to be there.
Yeah, it's spooky. Drives everything else out of your mind. Yowie!
What is it?
I forgot to tell Louis to put sprinkles on.
Patty. Hi, Cynthia. Wait till I tell you. You know Roddy Dawson, the new football captain?
Only to say hello. He's really something else, isn't he?
Patty, that's what he says about you.
Roddy Dawson?
Himself. My brother told me that he is dying to date you.
He is? Why doesn't he ask me?
Because of Richard.
What about him?
Well, he knows that you and Richard are a thing, you know. Well, anyway, I thought you'd like to know what might have been with you and Roddy Dawson.
Thanks, Cynthia. Bye.
Here you are, Patty. Dig in, it's wild.
Richard, I've been wondering.
About what?
Don't you think we're too young to go steady?
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet. Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Poor Richard, he must have been terribly upset. Well, he was at first. But I explained to him how wrong it was for people as young as us, and babes in the woods practically, to get so deeply involved. I see. And then I tried to tell him that, well, how unfair it was to him for me to monopolize all his time. Yes, of course. How dangerous. Kathy, have you any idea how many people ruin their entire lives by rushing into early marriages? No, how many? Well, you'd be amazed. I dare say. What's his name, Pat? Whose name? The boy who suddenly made you feel you were being unfair to Richard. Why, Catherine, what a thing to say. I'm sorry.
Hi, Patty. Hi, Kathy.
Oh, hi, Rich. Sit down.
Do you think that's such a good idea, considering?
Well, just because we broke up doesn't mean we have to be strangers.
No, I think if we're going to break, we ought to break clean.
Oh. Well, that's very mature of you, Richard.
So, if you don't mind, I'll sit over there.
See you around.
Yeah.
Hi, Patty.
Oh, hi, Cynthia.
I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but, what's with Richard?
Cynthia, can you keep a secret?
Of course.
You won't tell us all.
My lips are sealed.
Well, Richard and I have decided to cool it.
You mean you're...
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, we're still very good friends, but we both feel we shouldn't spend so much time together.
Excuse me, Patty, my ice cream's getting cold. I hope everything works out for the best.
Now watch the signal drums begin to pound. Well, mission accomplished. You know, the only thing I feel pretty flaky about is Richard. I mean, it takes a pretty special person to understand him. I hope he won't be too lonely without me. Oh, I don't think you'll have to worry about that. Well, I'm glad he doesn't have to eat alone. If things keep going the way they are going, he might not get to eat at all. He was never that funny when I dated him.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I had to tell the coach something about the cheerleading. Is practice over yet?
Just finished. How's things?
Oh, just fine. How's things with you?
Can't complain. Take care.
See ya. Hi, Roddy. Remember me?
Sure, you're Patty Lane. Hi.
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 Nice talking to you, Patty.
Hi, Patty. You seen Richard?
He just left.
That's Roddy's latest, Dee Dee Lavelle. He certainly can pick 'em.
And drop him. Cynthia, yesterday you said your brother told you that Roddy was ape for me.
Yeah, how about that? It just proves, Patty. Go figure a man. You know, my brother told me she's already got Roddy's class ring.
You know something about your brother?
What?
He talks too much.
Patty,
Yes, Papa?
you sure you don't want to go to that lecture with us?
Oh, no, this book is fascinating. Have a good time.
Hey, Patty, you're not sorry you broke up with Richard, are you?
Oh, no, Papa. It was the mature thing to do.
Well, it's certainly more sensible at your age to play the field. Have you met any interesting new boys?
Oh, yes, Gad. The phone hasn't stopped ringing.
Don't overdo the social world.
I'll try not to.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Enjoy yourself. Well, don't just sit there. Ring. Operator, this is 624-1098. Would you please ring back and check the line? I think it's out of order.
Certainly. Hang up, please.
Hi, this is Patty Lane. Who's this?
This is the operator. Your line seems to be in order.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich.
I just came by to return this history book.
Oh, thank you. Won't you come in?
Well, just for a sec. I'm meeting Cynthia at the malt shop.
Oh.
Gosh, the old place hasn't changed a bit.
No, not in 3 whole days.
I'm sure flies.
Yes.
How's things?
Oh, just great. How's things with you?
Oh, great. I've been seeing a lot of Cynthia.
She's a lovely girl.
But I haven't forgot what you told me about not getting tied down. I'm also dating Millie, Molly, Julie, Alice, and Leela.
That's very mature of you, Richard.
How about yourself, Patty? Been busy?
Oh, wildly.
Who you been seeing?
Well, to tell you the truth, Richard, all the boys at school seem terribly young to me now.
Are you waiting for a call?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I was expecting a call from, Keith.
Keith?
Yes. Didn't I ever mention Keith Caldwell? He's this terribly rich and social boy I met up in New Hampshire this summer. He was there for skiing.
In the summertime?
Oh, well, when you're that rich, Richard, you can afford to import your own snow.
Keith Caldwell, huh?
Yes. You know, he's top man in his class at this very exclusive military academy.
No kidding.
And captain of the firing squad.
Gee.
Oh, yes. Keith drove down today to show me his new Alfa Rodolfo.
He's got an Alfa Rodolfo?
Why, is that something?
Patty, how come you never mentioned this hotshot Caldwell before?
Well, Richard, one doesn't like to drop names, does one? Richard, it's awfully chilly in here. Would you mind checking to see if I left the back door open?
Oh, sure, Patty.
Thank you.
Operator?
Hello, this is 624-1098. Would you mind checking to see if this number is working?
Certainly.
Door's okay, Patty.
Oh, good. Hello?
Is this 624-1098?
Just a minute, please. It's the long-distance operator. Would you excuse me?
Oh, sure.
Hello?
This is the operator. You're...
Why, yes, Kent. Hello, dear.
Kent? I thought you said his name was Keith.
Oh, well, he's calling from Kent, Connecticut. Yes? Well, of course I'm glad you called.
624-1098?
Yes, operator, my party's on the line. Yes, Keith, dear, you were saying? Oh, dancing at the Peabody Room? I adore to. And then dinner at Le Magnifique? Oh, Keith, you're too much. Of course I do, silly boy. All right, dear, see you then. Ta-ta.
What's wrong with that phone?
Hello?
Is this 624-1098?
Yes, operator, and everything is fine. Thank you.
Wow, Patty. You're really living it up with this Caldwell guy.
Yes, dear Keith can deny me nothing.
I guess we're both doing pretty good.
I guess so.
And just think, Patty, if it wasn't for you, we'd still be stuck with each other.
Why, yes, Bruce, thank you. I'd love to. No, I don't know if she does have a date. Hold on a moment. Bruce's cousin is coming in from New Jersey to spend the weekend with him. Would you like him to take you to the dance? No, thanks. Bruce, she says... What's he like? What is your cousin like, Bruce? His name is Arthur, and he's very intelligent. Forget it. I know the type. You could be wrong, Patty. Ask if he plays chess. Bruce, does your cousin play chess by any chance? Interborough champion. About 4 feet tall. How tall is he, Bruce? No, it is stocking feet. Forget it. He says he's still growing. How much will he grow by Saturday? Bruce, does your cousin... How is his eyesight? No, I've never met him. Honest. Patty says he has a wonderful sense of humor. I'll bet it comes in handy. Bruce, Patty says thank you very much anyway, but she can't make it. All right, fine. I'll see you Saturday. Goodbye. Pat, I ran into Richard today, and he tried to pump me about this terrific boy you met up in New Hampshire last summer. What'd you tell him? Well, I just listened. Patty, the only boy up in New Hampshire last summer was about 8 years old. No, I think he was nearly 10. Why did you do a thing like that? Well, I had to come up with something. Since I broke up with Richard, nobody's even asked me for the right time. Now he's suddenly Charlie Irresistible. I'm afraid you made a mistake, Patty. You made Keith sound so glamorous, none of the other boys will ever come near you. Yeah. Boys sure are chicken. Patty, how about this? Why don't you start a rumor that you and Keith had a terrible fight and broke up? Kathy, you want me to tell a fib? Hey, Patty. Oh, I'll see you in a minute. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Rich.
Hi, Pat.
Say hello to Irving.
Oh, he's very cute.
Richard insisted that I have, and he's getting me a corsage to wear to the dance.
Oh, Well, you're finally learning how to treat a lady, huh, Rich?
Yeah, Cynthia's teaching me.
Oh. Gee, I'm awfully sorry we won't be able to join you at the dance tonight.
Yeah, you told me. Keith's taking you to La Go-Go East.
Oh, did I mention that? Yes, we've come to think of it as our place.
I'm so sorry that we won't be able to meet him.
Oh, you probably will.
What? I mean, where?
At your house before the dance. I'm driving Bruce over to pick up Kathy.
Oh, I don't think that's necessary, Richard.
Yes, it is. Otherwise, Kathy will have to walk. Bruce doesn't have a car, and neither does Arthur. Hey, you think Keith will show up in his Alfa Rodolfo? I'd really like to see it.
Well, I really don't know what time he's going to get there, Rich.
Well, we can wait. Well, we'll see you tonight.
Yeah. Bye, Irving. Boy. Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock. Shouldn't we be going? What's your hurry, Kathy? It'll go on for hours. Patty? Keith should be along any minute. I'd like you all to meet him, really. Keith? I suppose so. Richard, would you get the door, please?
You bet.
Do you think he'll be wearing his uniform?
Yes, I suppose so.
Telegram for you, Patty.
Oh, thank you, Richard. Oh, it's from Keith. Darling, I can hardly bear each long moment until I'm there. Love, Keith. Isn't that thoughtful?
He never even sent me a postcard.
Postcard? We've only been dating for 3 days.
Oh, here he comes now.
I'll get it.
Thank you, Richard.
I didn't hear his Alfa Rodolfo drive up.
Oh, well, that's because it has one of those very special foreign mufflers.
For you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, aren't these beautiful? Oh. Roses are red, violets are blue, orchids are sweet. These are you, adoringly, Keith. Aren't they charming?
In an ostentatious way.
That must be him. I'll get it.
Is this the Lane residence?
Yes, where's Mr. Caldwell?
Oh, the dispatcher said
Oh,
it was
he
supposed
sent this note, huh?
What? No.
Wait in the cab, I'll be right there. Patty? What is it? It's a note from Keith. Forgive me, darling. Will you join me at the Ritz? I ran into an old friend from Paris. Well, have a nice evening. Ta-ta.
Boy, what an operator.
He certainly is.
Well, there are two over there, Martin.
Bus 108, now leaving at Gate 3 for Newark, Elizabeth, Trenton, and Camden.
Maybe you don't know it, miss, but we've got a water shortage.
Beg your pardon?
That was your 8th trip to the fountain.
Sorry.
You've been around here a long time. What bus are you waiting for?
Well, I'm not really waiting for any bus. I kind of like sitting around bus stations.
I think you'd be better off home in bed.
Bus 110, now leaving for Hoboken, Jersey City, Plainfield, and Morristown.
Hurry! You'll miss your bus, Arthur. All right, Arthur, you missed your bus. Oh, you'll make the next one. Hey, let's sit down. We don't have too long before the next bus comes anyway. Hey, how about that dance?
It was wonderful. I'm hungry.
There's an idea.
Need a horse. How How much more time before the next bus?
I don't know, about 20
I don't think Patty's home yet.
Oh, I forgot to turn off the garage light. I'll be right back.
All right, dear. I'll get the coffee started.
Good night, Keith. It was a lovely evening. I'm sorry it's too late to let you in. Good night. Drive carefully.
They just don't kiss goodnight like they used to. After you. Patty, you amaze me.
I sort of flabbergast myself, Papa.
What can I say to her after all that?
I'll say it for you. I told a pack of lies, which is not only wrong and bad and unethical, it's dumb.
I'm forced to agree.
Don't worry, Papa. I'm ready to take the consequences.
What consequences are those, dear?
Well, I've lost Richard and nobody else wants me. I'll probably go the rest of my life without dating another boy.
Anybody up?
Richard, what are you doing here?
Cynthia gave me the air. Because I wouldn't take her to some clip joint called the Go-Go East.
La Go-Go East.
Yeah, I told Cynthia that Keith was taking me there tonight.
He took off already, huh?
Yeah, he had to go racing. Richard, there is no Keith Caldwell. There never was. I made him up.
Patty, you made it up to make me jealous.
Oh, well,
Richard, you're very perceptive. Darling, I think our coffee's ready.
Good.
In the kitchen.
Patty, you arranged all that jazz, the telegram and the flowers and all, just for me.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, do you think we could start going steady again?
I'd love to.
Don't worry, mature people like us won't let ourselves get too involved.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting a little involved. Pat? What you daydreaming about? Nothing. I was just thinking, Kath. Wouldn't it be wild if there really was a Keith Caldwell, and years from now we ran into each other? Patty, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard. He was just a figment of your imagination. I know. But he was such a cute figment. I'll get it. Hello? Yes, this is the Lane residence. Who's this? Mr. Caldwell? It's Richard trying to put me on. So, this is Mr. Caldwell, Well, listen, Mr. Caldwell, you may think this is funny, but I think it's just dumb. It's not smart, it's dumb. Because I think practical jokes are the lowest form of humor. And another thing, Mr. Caldwell. Really, that Richard, his sense of humor is so infantile. You think he'd stop needling me when... Hello? It's him again. Listen, stupid. If you don't stop bugging me, you're going to regret it. I think you're being cruel and inhuman and dumb.
Hi, Patty. What's all the yelling about?
Oh, nothing. There ought to be a law against invasion of privacy by telephone.
Sounds like a good idea. Where's your mother?
In the den.
Here I am, dear.
Hi, hon.
Hello.
Any calls for me?
No, dear. Who are you expecting to hear from?
Oh, from that senator who's going to write the articles on state reform. I sewed up that deal with him.
Wonderful. Say, that's quite a feather in your cap.
Oh, yeah. We almost lost him to the Evening Express, but I turned on the old charm, and who could resist me? Say, girls, would you do me a favor and stay off the phone for a little while? Because I'm expecting a very important call from the Senator Caldwell.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins.
I give up. What is it?
I don't know. It started out to be taffy, but I think it got away from me.
Oh, yeah, it'd get away from you, all right.
They just don't make recipes the way they used to.
No, they don't. Moms usually work. Hi, Daddy.
Hello, Ross. What is it?
Well, we're not sure yet. We're going to send it over to the lab and have it analyzed.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll get it.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah, I should give it a name and package it.
We'll just be sure to put a skull and crossbones on the label.
Hello, Mr. Darren.
Good morning, Kathy. I've got a letter here for Patty.
Oh, I'll give it to her.
No, I'm sorry. She has to sign a receipt.
Oh, can't I sign?
Oh, no, not for this. This is registered.
Oh, I see. I'll get her. Patty! What is it, Kath? There's a letter for you. You have to sign for it. Thanks, Kath. Hi, Mr. Darren.
Oh, morning, Patty. Here, sign right there.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Good, thank you.
All right.
There you are,
Thank
Patty.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Hey, Kathy, the postmark's from Russia. Who do you know in Russia? Who knows anybody in Russia? The only one who could be writing me the... Hey, what is it? Do you remember my telling you about that civics assignment we had? We all had to write to some government official? Yes. Well, some of the kids wrote to the mayor and the governor and some senators. Yes. Well, I never told you this, but I wrote to Kozlenko, the head of the Russian Presidium. And I think he answered me.
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet.
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves her rock and roll, her hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Mrs. Lane,
Yes,
I'm Harold Rainey from the State Department.
the State Department.
May I come in?
Of course. I'm sorry. This is Mr. Rainey from the State Department.
Ours or theirs?
It's my husband, Mr. Lane.
How are you?
How do you do, Mr.
My daughter,
Rainey?
Patty.
Hi.
My son, Ross.
How do you do?
How are you, Ross?
Won't you sit down?
Well, thank you, thank you. The Post Office Department notified us that they processed a registered letter from the Russian Kremlin sent to this address.
Yeah, here it is. It's from Mr. Kozlenko himself.
Mr. Lane, I want you to understand we've no wish to intrude on your privacy, but when the head of state writes to a private citizen, naturally we're interested in the correspondence. Sometimes we get very valuable readings on the political temperature. Do you understand?
Oh, of course. What did he say?
Well, what Mr. Rainey is trying to say, Patty, is that sometimes the head of a foreign government will use the citizen of another country as a kind of sounding board.
Sometimes he might say things in his letter that he wouldn't want to say officially. Do you mind if I look at your letter?
Oh, no, not at all. It's kind of sticky. I'm sorry.
It won't do you any good. It's in Russian.
I read Russian. Well,
What does it say?
Mr. Lane, do you mind if I take this letter with me? I'll give you a receipt and I'll return it to you myself.
Well, I have no objection.
Excuse me, but it's my letter, and I don't mind your borrowing it, but I'd like to know what's in it.
You'll know, Miss Lane, in due time. first, I'd prefer to take this up with my superiors.
Oh, when will you tell me what's in it?
I'll be back tomorrow.
Wait till the kids hear about this.
Miss Lane,
Yes,
I'd appreciate it if you didn't discuss this with anyone.
I can't even tell my friends.
Not until we've had time to analyze the contents of the letter and decide how you're going to answer it.
Can I answer it?
That's right. You may have a chance to make an important contribution to your country's foreign relations. Nice meeting all of you. Bye-bye.
Wow! Do you realize that the fate of the world is practically in my hands?
Pat, pass the meat, please. Pat?
I made a mistake.
About what?
I should never have given that letter to Mr. Rainey. How do we know he's from the State Department? We let a perfect stranger walk out of here with a very valuable letter.
Get her the international spy.
Well, did anyone ask to see his credentials? If he weren't from the State Department, how did he know you even got the letter? That's my point. If he were a spy, he could find out easily, couldn't he, Dad?
He could be a spy.
See?
Sure, he tricked you out of that letter because he knew Mr. Kozlenko was giving away all of Russia's secrets.
I'll never be able to sleep tonight. I've got to know what's in that letter.
Well, darling, you'll know all about it tomorrow. In the meantime, Patty, while you're waiting to make your contribution to the world, would you like to do something for your mother?
Sure, what?
Pass the meat.
Well, are you satisfied?
About what?
Mr. Rainey said he'd bring my letter back today.
The day's not over yet.
It's 8 o'clock. He's not coming back, and I'll never see the letter again.
Patty, I'm sure he will come back with the letter.
What if he doesn't? The head of a foreign power writes to me and I don't even answer. Do you know what that could mean?
War.
Go ahead. Kid around. All I know is that I'm...
Miss Lane.
Oh, hi, Mr. Rainey.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, you're not late.
It's after 8 o'clock.
Is it? My time does fly.
This letter, I promised to bring it back tonight.
I'd almost forgotten. Do come in.
Well, hello, Mr. Rainey. It's nice to see you again.
How are you?
Good evening, Mr. Rainey.
Good to see you again. I have the letter right over here.
Well, that's good because Patty was just saying she thought she'd never see it again.
Now then. Dear Miss Patty Lane.
How do you like that? It's the same in Russian as it is in English.
No, I'm translating.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for your kind letter in which you inquired about freeways in Russia.
Freeways in Russia?
Well, I had to ask him something.
In your country, freeways are connecting links on which automobiles may travel. Here in my country, we prefer the freeways of the mind in which people can communicate with one another. It is a pity, my dear Miss Lane, that our two countries are so far apart. It is sometimes difficult.
Would you repeat that part again, please?
It is sometimes difficult.
No. The part about my dear Miss Lane.
Patty.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
For people to communicate exactly what is in their hearts.
I think it's very interesting what he said.
Yes, we think so, too.
What do you think it means?
Oh, obviously a suggestion for a high-level conference.
How do you like that? I called a summit meeting. Can I have the letter to show to my friends?
Eventually, yes, but for now, we'd like to hold on to it in case our G7 section wants to examine it.
G7, is that right?
Miss Lane, we'd appreciate it if for the moment you'd keep this entire matter confidential.
Oh, you can count on me. My lips are sealed.
Mine, too.
Naturally, we'd like to continue the correspondence.
Oh, naturally. I can't wait to answer Mr. Kozlenko.
You already have. Excuse me. We've taken the liberty of drafting this reply for you. All you have to do is sign it. If you'll just sign right there.
No, I can't sign that.
You can't.
No, it's not me.
Miss Lane, this letter was drafted by 3 members of the State Department, carefully gone over by one of our cabinet members, then completely rewritten by one of our former ambassadors to Russia.
Patty, sign the letter.
I can't, Mom. Like he said, it's 8 other people. Listen. Dear Mr. Kozlenko, I am sure that I express the sentiments of the majority of my class when I say that the free exchange of opinion is vital in order to achieve a basic understanding among all the peoples of the earth.
Don't you believe in that?
How do I know? I can't even understand it.
It simply means that...
I know what it means, Mr. Rainey. But people don't talk like that.
Oh? How would you say it?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Here we are. Dear Mr. Kozlenko, it was a gas to get your note, and I want you to know I really dig your suggestion about heart-to-heart communication. I agree with you that anything else is a bad scene. I know because I've had this problem with my steady, Richard.
You're going to try and explain Richard to Mr. Kozlenko?
I heard about him going out with another girl. I figured I was wiped out for good, and then I decided to have a showdown. So I went to his house and blew my cool, and it turned out...
Hi, Patty.
I can't go with you, Richard.
You can't go with me where?
Wherever you were going to ask me to go.
I wasn't planning to ask you anywhere.
Well, I can't make it. I have a very important appointment.
Oh, okay.
Richard, there's no point in asking me to discuss it because I can't.
All right.
You know, I'd love to tell you, but, well, I can't.
Oh, sure. Don't worry about it.
I was kind of sworn to secrecy, you know?
Patty, if you want to go to the malt shop with some other fellow...
Oh, no. The malt shop. It seems so long ago.
It was yesterday at 4 o'clock.
Yes, well, I'm afraid I won't be seeing much more of the malt shop, Richard. I'm going to be very busy from now on.
Oh.
Yes, every citizen must make his sacrifice.
Well, when you're through making yours, I'll be at the malt shop.
Before we begin on today's assignment, I have some exciting news for you. You remember those letters you all wrote to various government officials? Well, Patty Lane, who wrote to the head of the Russian government, actually got an answer from him. I know I'm awfully anxious to hear all about it, and I'm sure you are too. Patty?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Donaldson, but my lips are sealed.
I beg your pardon.
Well, you see, this whole thing has to be kept in the strictest of confidence.
Oh, I see.
Well, I guess it's all right if I mention that I'm working very closely with the State Department. You see, it's a very delicate matter because, well, the fate of the world hangs in the balance. As I said to Mr. Rainey, well, he's actually the secretary to the Undersecretary of State. Mr. Rainey, I said, you can tell the president that he can count on my fullest cooperation.
Patty, where have you been? We've started eating.
I went to the library.
Oh, it's raining out again?
I'll choose to ignore that. Was there any mail for me? From Mr. Kozlenko?
Patty, you only wrote him the day before yesterday. I'm sure he has a few other things to think about.
I guess so.
Darling, put the books away and sit down. What are the books?
Oh, just some reading matter I intend to delve into.
The collateral influence of American foreign policy in fiscal treaty negotiations. Metternich's influence on the post-bellum Austro-Hungarian conflict. The economic aspects of the European common market. It's the sort of books that you just can't put down.
You can't even pick them up.
Would you please explain to him that the fate of the world is nothing to joke about?
The fate of the world is nothing to joke about.
Dad, I've been mulling something over. Would you mind very much if I went to Harvard?
No, but Harvard might.
Patty, Harvard's a boys' college.
Now you got the idea.
They allow girls in their graduate school and in their foreign service school. Most American diplomats are trained there.
You mean you're thinking of going into the diplomatic service?
Why shouldn't I? I've already got one foot in it.
Well, Patty, the foreign service is a very difficult career, especially for a woman.
Claire Booth Luce made it. And what about Pearl Mesta?
But do you realize that you'd be sent abroad? You'd be in a foreign country someplace. We'd never see you.
Why couldn't you and Dad come with me? You could be a great help to me. I mean, the social side of diplomacy is very important. You could be the official host and hostess.
You'd have to give me a little time because I'd have to let him know at the office that I was quitting.
Oh, I'll give you plenty of time. What about me, Patty? Are you just going to leave me here? Of course not, Kathy. You can be my social secretary. Oh, thank you, Patty.
Gee, sis, what about me? I mean, I'm too young to be a diplomat and too old to just sit around doing nothing.
Oh, Ross, I'm sure we could find plenty of things for you to do. You could run errands around the embassy, and you could carry the diplomatic pouch.
Gee, thanks, sis. You're the best ambassador a brother ever had.
Okay? Okay. Get around. But I'm serious.
You are?
Yes.
Ross, where are you going?
To apply for my passport.
Ross! I'm not
sure yet which country I'd like to serve in, although I do lean towards France. I think France is going to loom as a big diplomatic problem. Can I ask you something? Sure. What is it? When are we going to see this letter you got from Kozlenko?
Monica, if you knew anything about the mechanics of diplomacy, you'd realize the letter is now being examined by G7.
What's G7?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to divulge that.
How about the answer to your second letter? It's been over 2 weeks since you wrote it.
You really don't understand, Monica. Everything we write to each other has to be weighed and reviewed by the experts on both sides. That takes time.
And imagination.
You're suggesting I made the whole thing up?
I'm suggesting that you turn the whole thing over to James Bond. Because, frankly, I'm bored with this whole scene.
That's one girl I'm never going to invite to my embassy.
Mr. Darren?
Oh, hiya, Patty. Good morning.
Mr. Darren, there seems to be a letter missing.
Really?
Yes, from Russia.
Why, Patty, you got a letter from Russia just 2 weeks ago.
I know, this is another one. It's an answer to my answer.
Well, I'll see that it's delivered to you as soon as it turns up.
Well, what if it's already turned up?
What do you mean?
Well, you could have lost it.
Patty, I've been delivering mail for 30 years. I've never lost a letter yet.
There's always a first time, Mr. Darren. For instance, your card is sitting out there right now, unattended. Someone could walk along and just pick a letter out of it.
Now, why should they do that?
Well, let's say it's a very important letter that some foreign government might like to get a look at.
Patty, I think you've been going to see too many movies lately.
Don't you care about the fate of your country?
Yes, I do, and that's why I've got to get out and deliver the rest of this mail, if you'll excuse me.
There was a call for you.
From who, Mr. Rainey?
No, from some girl. She left a message.
Well, what was the message?
Well, she wanted to know if you'd be interested in running for some position.
What kind of position?
President of the Oris Magnum Society.
Oris Magnum Society? I never heard of any such... Ross, it's one of your stupid jokes.
No, honest.
Then it must be Monica.
I don't get it.
Oris Magnum is Latin for Big Mouth Society.
Hey, that's pretty stupid.
I've got to get that goon girl off my back. She and her drippy friends have been needling me all week about that letter from Kozlenko and embarrassing me in front of the whole school. I've got to find some tangible proof to give them. And you can help.
Oh, wait a minute, Patty. I don't hit girls unless they hit me first.
Oh, stop being silly. I'm going to call Kozlenko.
Patty, you're out of your tree.
Come here. Don't argue with me.
All right. Say you do call Kozlenko and talk to him. How are you going to prove it?
That's where you come in. You know that funny little gadget that you stick on the phone and then plug into the tape recorder, the one you got for your birthday?
Oh, no. Dad told me if I did that again, he'd plug it into me.
Oh, come on. He was only talking about fooling around. Now, do you think Dad would do anything to stand in the way of foreign relations?
I don't know. You sure it wouldn't hurt my domestic relations?
Ross!
Okay, there we are, all ready to roll.
Okay. Operator, I'd like to call Moscow, please. No, not Moscow, Idaho. The original Moscow. In Russia. That's right. I'd like to talk to Premier Kozlenko at the Kremlin. Yes, I'll hold on.
I'm getting hungry.
She said she'd have the call through any minute.
You could have walked there by now. Listen, why don't we just...
Yes, operator, you've got my party on the line?
Well, say something.
Here, you talk.
Nothing doing.
Hello? Is this Mr. Kozlenko?
Когда вы услышите звон, будет 8 часов.
That means they're recording the conversation, too.
Oh, I better be careful what I say.
Mr. Kozlenko, this is Patty Lane.
Beep.
Doing?
Beeping back.
Mr. Kozlenko, I don't happen to speak Russian. Do you happen to speak English?
Когда вы услышите звон, будет 8 часов 6 точно.
I guess he understands it. He just doesn't speak it.
The reason I called...
Beep.
You knock it off.
I was saying, Mr. Kozlenko, the reason I called was because I didn't get an answer to my last letter. I know you're very busy, but...
Когда вы услышите звон, будет 8 часов 6 и 1 четверть.
Mr. Kozlenko, it's very difficult to carry on this conversation. But all I want you to know is that, well, our correspondence means a lot to me. And I'll be looking forward to your next letter.
Когда вы услышите звон, будет 8 часов 6 с половиной.
Have you got any idea what he's saying?
Who cares? All I know is this is going to put Monica in a basket.
What's keeping Mr. Rainey?
Oh, relax, darling. You know what the traffic is at this hour.
You know, I probably should be pretty angry with you for making that phone call without my permission, but I've got to admit I'm impressed with the results.
Thanks, Dad.
I did the recording, you know, and the beeping.
I'm impressed with both of you. And as soon as Rainey gives me a clearance, I'm going to write a big story for the paper.
Oh, Dad, that'd be wild. I can just see Monica turning a lovely shade of magenta. I'll get it. Must be him. Hi, Mr. Rainey. Let me take your hat. Everybody's inside. Isn't it wild about my talking to Mr. Kozlenko?
Yes, but I really wish you'd consulted us first.
Oh, don't you admire my initiative?
Well,
Mr. Rainey's here. Shall we get started?
Oh,
Hello, Mr. Rainey.
Shall I turn
nice
on the
to
machine,
see you
sir?
again.
I know. Just let me get set here first, please.
Oh, I wish I'd called up Monica. I'd like to see just how magenta she'd get.
All right, Sonny.
Say something.
Here, you talking.
Nothing doing.
Can't you go past that?
Hello? Is this Mr. Kozlenko?
Когда вы услышите звон, будет 8 часов 5 и 3 четверти.
Well, what'd he say?
Let me hear some more.
Mr. Kozlenko, this is Patty Lane.
Beep.
What are you doing?
Beeping back.
Mr. Kozlenko, I don't happen to speak Russian. Do you happen to speak English?
Когда вы услышите звон, будет 8 часов 6 точно.
I guess he understands it. He just
You can
doesn't
turn
speak
that thing off, Sonny. That was not Kozlenko.
Are you sure?
Of course it's him. If it isn't Kozlenko, who is it?
May I translate?
Of course.
When you hear the signal, the time will be exactly 8:05 3/4.
You mean she called for the correct time?
I'm afraid so.
We spent all that money just to find out what time it was in Russia?
We.
You mean I spent all that money just to find out what time it was in Russia?
No, frankly, I thought it was rather odd when you phoned me. There's an 8-hour time difference. I couldn't imagine what Kozlenko would be doing in his office that late at night.
Well, I must say, it's really, well, you know, it is kind of amusing. Kind of. Oh, come on now, honey. Don't feel so bad. Your intentions were fine. You know, Patty, the little people of the world figure there's no way for them to reach people in high places, so they just don't bother to try. Now, if more of them had your initiative, I think the results could be pretty startling.
You mean I don't have to pay for the phone call?
I didn't say that.
Well, I must be going. It's been very interesting.
Well, thank you, Mr. Rainey.
Thank you.
Mr. Rainey. Oh, here's your hat.
Thank you.
I understand your organization is pretty good about keeping things quiet.
Yes, in that area, I'd say our record's unblemished.
Oh, good. Well, then, in that case, Mr. Rainey, I'd appreciate it if you'd keep this thing strictly between you and me. You see, if any of it leaked out, well, it would ruin my entire social life.
I understand. You have my word. We'll consider the entire matter top security.
Thank you. You see, because I really don't look very good in magenta.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
Expected. You sure you have the right house?
Isn't this the Lane house?
That's right.
I've got a date with Patty.
You have? I mean, come on in. I'll tell her you're here. Patty,
Yeah?
your date is here.
Okay, I'll be right down.
Well, come on in. Make yourself comfortable.
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet.
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Sit down.
Cigarette?
No, thank you. Are you... Well, that is, you're not still in school with Patty, are you?
Oh, no. I graduated several years ago.
I see. What do you do, Mr. Dawson?
Oh, please, call me Ronnie.
I'd rather call you Mr. Dawson.
I work for Duncan Pierce and Ludwell Coles and Hart.
Aren't you spreading yourself a little thin with all those jobs?
Oh, no. That's one firm. We're stockbrokers.
You're not out of college already, are you?
Oh, no, I decided against college. I figured, why waste the time? When the rest of those eager beavers get out of school, I might be a partner by then.
Well, Ronald, how are you?
Hi, Patty.
Nice to see you again. Well, you haven't changed much, but on a little weight, I see.
Oh, yeah, well, I've had that for quite some time.
If you'll excuse me.
Oh, incidentally, Mr. Lane, if you ever need any advice about the market, anytime.
How long did you say you'd been with that firm of yours?
Well over 2 months.
Really?
Oh, look at you, Patty.
Yeah, same old Patty.
Matt, do you know about this?
About what?
Oh, about this fella Patty's going out with.
Well, I know that he used to go to school with her and that he graduated a few years ago. What's wrong with him?
Well, I mean, he's old enough to be her,
Older brother?
All I know is he's got a car that costs twice as much as mine and a mustache.
Oh, I'd like to see that sometime.
What? Oh,
Car with a
mustache.
mustache.
Natalie, this is nothing to kid about.
Hey, you know what I was thinking? Have you ever been to the place?
No.
Well, then that's where we're going. They got a wild group and it really swings.
That sounds groovy.
The only thing is it's in New Jersey and it's quite a drive. You don't have to be home any special time, do you?
Really, Ron, what do you think I am, a child? I'll just say goodnight to my folks.
Well, you may think she's old enough to take care of herself, but I think that Patty's...
Patty's what?
Oh, ready to go out, apparently.
Yeah.
Where are you going, dear?
Well, that's what I came in to ask you about. Ronnie wants to take me to someplace in New Jersey, and I wondered if it would be all right if I came in a little later.
What?
Well, it's just that it's a long drive, and I might be a little late.
Nothing doing.
Dad, what do you want Ronnie to think I'm a child?
Yes. Now, Patty, we have a long-standing rule. You're to be in at 12 o'clock, and that's final. And don't forget to turn off the porch light.
How many years you've been reminding me about the porch light, and have I ever forgotten?
Maybe it's because your father's never forgotten to remind you, dear.
Thank you.
What am I going to tell Ronnie?
Well, you'll think of something. You always do.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, dear.
Great. Look.
Thank you.
All set?
Ron, would you mind very much
we didn't go to New Jersey?
You don't want to go?
Well, it's not that. It's just that... You won't laugh, will you?
What is it?
Well, I get car sick on long drives.
Well, suppose I just drive slowly.
No, that would make me even car sicker. Look, why don't we just go to a nice early movie?
All right, Patty.
Thanks.
You really like that movie?
Oh, yeah, I thought it was very interesting. Particularly the part...
I thought it was terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, but I like the part where the guy...
The whole thing was ridiculous. In the first place, no stockbroker would ever gamble with a client's money. It's against our code.
Oh, really?
Then you take the part where the cops came in and he broke down and blubbered. Well, no self-respecting stockbroker, but... Are you worried about the time?
Oh, no. It's only 11:15. I've got all the time in the world.
Well, now, what was I saying?
Well, it's 11:45, Nat.
Martin, do you realize that you have looked at your watch every 3 minutes for the last hour?
That's not true.
You're right. You've really been doing it for the last 2 hours. Come on upstairs and let's go to sleep.
I'm not tired, Nat.
Don't be silly. Usually at this hour, you can't keep your eyes open.
Well, usually my daughter's out with a boy, not a man.
Now, you take the average guy who was in my class at school, it'll be, 4 to 6 years before he's making the kind of money I am. I've gotten 2 raises already. What time is it?
10 to 12.
Why don't we go somewhere and have a bite to eat?
Ronald Dawson?
Yeah. What's the matter?
I'm from the Diamond Loan Company.
You fellows certainly have a strange way of drumming up business. Here, give me a call in the office tomorrow. I'll see what I can do for you.
Look, Sonny, you're 3 car payments behind, and you were warned. Out.
Now, wait a minute. You can't do this to me. I'm a stockbroker and a respected member of the community.
No? Well, here's a writ of replevin that says we can.
Patty, this whole thing is a terrible mistake. You must have mixed me up with someone else.
The only mix-up is when you changed garages 3 times. But we finally caught up with you.
Come on, Patty. I'll try and find a cab.
Oh, wait a second. Do you go anywhere near Remsen Street?
Sure.
Would you mind dropping me off at my house?
Not at all.
I hope you're satisfied. It's 1:30 and she's not home yet.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the porch light's still on.
Maybe she forgot to turn it off.
Oh, Natalie.
Oh, porch light.
Not there.
Are you sure?
What do you mean, am I sure?
Well, she could be raiding the refrigerator.
Gonna have a talk with that young lady.
Martin, wait.
What is it?
Why spoil her whole evening? I mean, couldn't you wait and spoil her evening in the morning?
Okay.
Good morning. Looks like a beautiful day, doesn't it?
Take another look.
What?
Won't you have some cereal, dear?
Yeah, okay.
Did you sleep well, Patty?
Me? Like a bunny.
Would it interest you to know that I didn't?
Really? What's the matter? Indigestion?
In a way. Yeah, I guess you could say there was something I had a little difficulty swallowing.
Did you do something about it?
I wanted to, but your mother objected.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Patty, haven't you got something to say to your mother and me?
You and Mom? Oh, my. Happy anniversary, Mom.
Patty.
Happy anniversary, Dad.
Patty.
Why didn't you two remind me?
Patty.
No, I-
It's not our anniversary.
It isn't?
No. What I'm upset about, Patty, is the time that you got home last night.
Why? I was in bed by 12.
You were what?
Well, I've finished, if you'll excuse me.
Are you finished, Ross?
Just about, but I want to hear this.
I think you better straighten up your room.
But he's starting to yell. Can't I just...
Ross!
Yeah, well, I think I'd better go straighten up my room.
What's this all about?
It's about the fact that I can't believe my ears, Patty. Now, breaking the rules is one thing, but I never thought I'd hear you deliberately lie about it.
Lie? Not lying. About what?
Patty, we know you weren't in by 12.
Yes, I was.
Really? Well, then let me tell you something, young lady. At 1:30, I checked your room and you were still out.
No, I wasn't.
Don't tell me that, Patty. The porch light was still on.
Oh, I can explain that.
I'm not interested in hearing any of your explanations.
You're not?
No,
Even if I've got a reasonable one?
you couldn't have. Well?
May I be excused?
But you haven't eaten a thing, dear. You're excused. Martin, she's hurt.
Well, that's too bad, Nat. But this is the first time that Patty has ever lied to us deliberately like that. And I'm not going to let her cry her way out of it.
Patty? Ross told me what happened. Ross? He wasn't even in the kitchen. Well, he wasn't very far away. Why didn't you tell your father what happened? I tried, but he wouldn't listen. Well, I'm sure if you told him the truth. I told him the truth the first time, and he didn't believe me. Why should he believe me the second time? Aren't you being a little childish, Patty? I'm sure if you explained to him, he didn't want to hear an explanation. He said so in so many words. So you're not going to tell him? What's the use, Kathy? He doesn't trust me, that's all. He just doesn't trust me. All right, Patty. And Kathy. Yes? This is between Dad and me. Understand? I understand.
Oh, hi, Nat. Patty say anything about why she came in so late last
She
night?
hasn't said anything about anything.
No apologies? Nothing? I don't know why she's so mad. Of course, that's the way a guilty conscience usually works.
Yes, Dr. Freud.
Natalie, this is not a kidding matter. Now, we're going to have to punish her. You know that.
We?
Well, don't try to put it all on me. I mean, it's a case of deliberate disobedience. We can't ignore that.
I know.
Now, I think that 2 weeks without dates would be an appropriate punishment. What do you think?
I guess so.
Oh, don't be wishy-washy about it, Nat. We've got to put up a united front.
Yes, Martin.
Okay, 2 weeks without dates. Agreed?
Yes, Martin.
I'm sure she won't resent it when you tell it to her.
Yes, Martin. When I tell her, what happened to the United Front?
Well, I mean... Hi, Patty.
Hi, Dad.
Patty, I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
Okay.
Right in here's fine.
Okay.
Sit down, honey.
Oh, it's okay. I'll stand.
Oh, I think I smell something burning.
Nat. Now, Patty, as far as last night is concerned, don't you feel that some sort of an apology is in order?
No, sir, I don't.
That's your considered judgment?
Yes, sir.
Well, then you're going to have to be punished.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you this. What do you think would be appropriate?
How about the electric chair?
All right, Patty, if you don't want to be serious about this. Now, I have decided, that is, your mother and I have decided, that you are to have no dates for the next 2 weeks.
No dates?
That's right.
Okay. Anything else?
No?
Hi, Rich. Patty. What time are you picking me up tonight? 8 o'clock. Okay. See you then. Bye.
Hey, Patty, what was that about?
Where's Richard?
He's picking you up at 8 for what?
We have a date to go dancing.
Patty, you must be kidding. I just got through telling you no dates for 2 weeks.
That starts tomorrow.
Who decided that?
But, Dad, I made this date with Richard a long time ago.
Well, that's just too bad.
But I just told him it was okay.
You can call him back and tell him it's not.
That's not fair.
Martin.
Natalie, please. Now, look, Patty, you and I have to come to an understanding about this.
Dad, I made the date with Richard, and I've got to keep it.
You're going to do nothing of the sort.
Why should Richard suffer just because you decide to put your foot down?
Oh, now, wait a minute, young lady. Just because you feel sorry for yourself, don't try to make me out a tyrant.
Then stop treating me like this. I'm not a child.
And you're not an adult either. Because an adult abides by the rules. And if an adult breaks the rules, then he accepts his punishment without whining about how unfairly he's being treated. And he certainly doesn't lie about it.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
Ross, take some vegetables.
I took some.
1 carrot is not some vegetables. More potatoes, Patty? More carrots? How about a slice of meat? Oh, did I tell you about the wonderful name we picked for the church sale? We're going to call it the Bazaar Bazaar. I'll get it.
I'll get it. I'll get it. Hello? I'm sorry, Patty's at dinner right now. Oh, hello, Richard. Well, what was the message you wanted to give her? It'd be a little late picking her up. Richard, you'll be even later than that because Patty's not going out tonight. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Richard. She'll explain it to you when she talks to you. Now, goodbye.
You had no right to do that.
Oh, young lady, don't talk to me about rights. Why didn't you call him and cancel that date like I told you to?
Ross, finish your dinner.
You know, Patty, I don't know what's gotten into you. Breaking the rules, lying, defying me.
I didn't break any rules.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because I didn't.
All right, Patty, do we or do we not have a rule that you have to be in at 12 o'clock?
I was in by 12.
Well, then why weren't you in your bed when I checked it at 1:30?
Because I went downstairs to turn off that porch light. That's why.
You went down to... Oh, honey, well, why didn't you tell me that? Why didn't you explain that to me this morning?
Because you said you weren't interested in hearing any of my explanations.
I said that?
Those were your exact words.
Oh, well, that's ridiculous, Patty. Why did you tell me anyway?
I mean, why didn't I defy you?
Well...
Why couldn't you just trust me?
on ahead, honey. Don't let me interrupt. Patty, I could go on at great length about misunderstandings and human frailty, but I don't want to bore you. So I'll just say I'm sorry. I was wrong. Honey, don't you understand? I'm trying to apologize. Well, guess you decided to stay mad at me, huh? I don't blame you. I mean, I let you down. And when you've come to expect a certain kind of behavior from a person, that's a pretty awful experience, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, then maybe you could understand why I did it. Because, you see, I'd come to expect a certain kind of behavior from you, and I didn't think I was getting it. Now, I was wrong about that, but I didn't know that. So, I guess we both had a pretty hard time getting over our disappointment, haven't we? Do you mind? Gee, I've fooled around with that for a long time. I wonder if, no, you probably don't remember it. It's just a kind of a silly old song I used to sing to you when you were still in pigtails. See, I think it went like this. A great magician taught me a secret spell to say, and so I use these magic words to steal your heart away. Chemo, chimo, stare a stare, ma hi, ma ho, ma rumpa sticker pumpernickel, soup bang nipcat, parliamentia cameo. I love you. Chemo, chimo, stare a stare, ma hi, ma ho, ma rumpa sticker pumpernickel, soup bang nipcat, parliamentia cameo. Oh, Patty, I'm so sorry.
Martin?
Anything wrong, Mom?
Oh, no, dear. It's just that your father isn't home yet.
Oh, you can't still be bowling at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, maybe he just went down to the kitchen to get something to eat.
Well, I don't think so, dear. The porch light's still on.
Oh. Well, this is a fine time to be coming home.
You mean you think I went bowling in my pajamas?
No. I think you very ingeniously left your pajamas downstairs in case you were caught sneaking in.
What are you doing down there?
I came down to turn off the porch light.
Oh, really?
What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
Remember it well.
Yesterday, Dad took me shopping on a terribly fashionable street called Rue Saint.
Rue Saint-Honoré.
Yeah, how'd you know?
I took your mother shopping there once. Left a permanent scar on my wallet.
Hey, listen to this. Dad bought me the most beautiful evening dress, and it looked so terrific on, I made him get one for you, too.
Now, isn't that just like Kathy?
Tell Uncle Martin's dad is sending him the bill.
Isn't that just like her father?
Come on, Dad, don't be mad. A real Paris creation. I can't wait till it gets here. Mom, do you think they could have delivered it while you were out shopping?
No, dear. Ross was here all afternoon.
Look, Ross, I'm expecting a very important package from Paris. He's not even listening. Ross? I said Kathy sent me a package from Paris, France. And if you happen to be here when it arrives, would you please put it... Why don't you listen to me? Would you...
Is this it?
Well, why didn't you tell me before?
Oh, you know how I am. When I work on my cars, I get carried away.
How'd you like to really get carried away? Well, how do I look?
Like a girl in her first Paris creation.
Oh, Pat, it's a sensation.
Thanks, Mom. That must be Richard. Oh, Father, would you get the door, please?
Certainly, daughter.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to make an entrance.
Hi, folks. Patty ready? Hi, Pat. We're late. Let's go.
Richard, take a look around. Don't you notice something special?
Yeah, you had the place painted.
Richard!
Everywhere from Zanzibar.
Someone ought to give a formal dinner party.
That's right. I think it's time we all moved up to gracious living. Don't you agree, Monica?
Yes. Besides, I'd love an excuse to get really dressed up.
And not just us girls. We'll make the boys dress, too.
Like suits and ties?
Why just suits and ties? We'll make them wear tuxedos.
Oh, that would be wild.
Then what's stopping us? Let's just decide here and now we're going to have a formal sit-down dinner party.
With place cards and silver.
And candlelight and wine.
Wine?
Okay, candlelight and soda pop.
Well, I'm with you. When?
How about Saturday night?
That's perfect.
Great.
Too.
Good. Then we're all agreed, right?
Right. What time do you want us at your house, Patty?
Well, I think it's a lovely idea. How many people are you having?
Just 4 couples. I want it to be a small, quiet, charming affair.
What are you planning to serve?
Well, I thought I'd leave that up to Andre.
Who's Andre?
He's the French chef you can hire by the night. Well, Mom, he's very in, and he only charges $50 a night.
I will do the chefing. I may be out, but I work cheap.
You have tickets for the theater Saturday.
For $50, I'll cook before I go.
Well, can we at least have a butler to serve?
No. Any other small, simple, charming, quiet ideas?
Well, I did think it would be nice to have a gypsy violinist kind of stroll around and play.
Oh, everybody does that. Why don't we hire Lawrence Welk?
Okay, Mom, let's talk about the menu.
Well, everybody loved what I served at your birthday dinner.
Chicken soup and lamb chops?
Richard loved it.
Richard loves grass. Mom, I'm not putting on my Paris creation to eat lamb chops.
All right. What do you suggest?
Here, I copied this down out of your French cookbook. To start, pâté maison Breton.
Fine.
What is it?
Chopped liver. I'll call Sam's Delicatessen.
The soup. Petit marmiton à Louis XIV.
Chicken broth.
Chicken broth named after a famous French king?
He loved quiet, simple, charming food. What next?
Main course.
What about côtelette d'agneau?
Hey, that's groovy. What is it?
Lamb chops.
At an elegant black tie dinner party?
We'll dress the chops in elegant little black panties. What about dessert?
Well, can't you think of something?
What about cheese and fresh fruit?
Mom, nobody likes cheese, and if you have fresh fruit, the boys are liable to start playing catch with it.
Yes, that's always a problem at an elegant dinner party.
What are we gonna have?
Pat, do you remember that fruit cake your Aunt Ellen used to send us at Christmas?
That'd be perfect. Do you know how to make it?
No, but I'll write Uncle Jed and have him send the recipe.
It's gonna be a groovy dinner. Yes. 1 dozen carnations, 1 dozen gladiolas, 2 bunches of daisies, and 1 dozen roses.
Are you ordering for a dinner party or a gangster's funeral?
Yes, I'll need them late Saturday afternoon. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Let's see now. Flowers, nuts, candles. Oh, I must remember to get candles. Ross, what are you doing Saturday?
You're inviting me to your dinner party?
No, I'm inviting you to get lost.
I'll get it.
I'm not going to let anybody or anything interfere with my party, including
Uncle Jed.
Hattie?
Uncle Jed?
What a wonderful surprise.
Yeah. Natalie, you're looking pretty in a blue ribbon Guernsey.
Oh, Jed, you always say the nicest things.
Want to know something? That extra weight's right becoming to you.
Dad, hi!
Hold it there. Don't cop to being kissed by strangers. Who is this young lady? Don't tell me. It's Patty. Heh, filled out real nice, ain't she?
We're hoping she'll bring us a blue ribbon.
Huh? Huh. Hey, who's this young fella? Can't be Ross. He warn't no more than a spindle-shank calf last time I saw him.
Well, I've grown into a spindle-shank boy.
Well, it certainly has been a long time. Too long, in fact.
Yep, that's just what I got to thinking myself when you wrote me asking for Aunt Ellen's fruitcake recipe. So I thought I'd get on the bus and deliver it in person.
Well, we're just delighted that you did. Come in. Martin's going to be so upset that he wasn't here to meet you.
Oh. Still keeping this place hot as a blast furnace, ain't you?
Oh, well, it's not really warm. It's just that our furnace is a great deal more efficient than that old coal stove up at the farm.
Oh? Can you roast chestnuts over your furnace?
Fix the thermostat, Ross. Sit down, Uncle Jed. Sit down.
Thank you. Oh, so you got a new divan. Mighty fancy. Uh-oh. Somebody's went and tore the cellophane off of that there lampshade. Say, you don't want these lights on in the broad daylight, do you? You know what I always say.
We need it more than the electric company.
Yeah.
Well, how was the bus trip down, Uncle Jed?
Made it in just a mite under 5 hours.
5 hours? You should have taken a plane.
If the good Lord meant for us to fly, we'd have been born with wings.
Instead of wheels.
Huh? Patty, come here. Sit down alongside me. Tell me all about yourself now. You got a fella?
Oh, yeah. His name's Richard Harrison.
Like to meet him.
Had your lunch, Uncle Jed?
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll eat lunch with you.
We've already had lunch.
Then I'll wait till dinner. I'll just take a sandwich to tide me over.
Fine. What would you like? Chicken, bologna, ham?
Say, that sounds like a dandy combination. Put some Thousand Island dressing on that, if you don't mind, and a little mustard. Have you got any coleslaw?
No.
Forget the coleslaw. I don't want to be a burden. Just put a pickle on it.
Ross, why don't you take Uncle Jed up to the guest room and get him settled meanwhile?
Good. Sure, that's a sweet pickle. That other kind don't set too good.
Mom, how long is he going to stay?
Well, I don't really know, dear. Why?
Well, I love him and everything, but what's going to happen to my dinner party?
Well, why should he interfere with that?
Take it easy on that there banjo case, Ross.
Oh, you brought your banjo.
Yep. Thought we'd all get together for a good old-fashioned hoot.
It's one way you could interfere.
Honey, I don't think there's any reason to get upset in advance because after
Hiya,
all...
buddy.
Martin, am I glad you're home early. Guess who dropped in on us unexpectedly?
Natalie, I thought you were going to talk to your mother about that sort of
It's
thing.
not Grandma, it's Uncle Jed.
What? You mean to tell me that old... Howdy, Martin. Oh, hi there, Uncle Jed.
More coffee, Uncle Jed?
Don't mind if I do. He's really hooked on that TV, isn't he?
I'll say he's been glued to that set ever since he got here. You think he'd be worried about using up all that electricity?
I don't think he was till he figured out the free entertainment was a bargain.
Dad, my dinner party's tonight. Suppose Uncle Jed decides to stay parked in there.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that.
Want a bed?
What do you mean?
There's a big rodeo on Channel 7 tonight. Guess who's not going to miss it?
Oh, Dad, you've got to do something. I can't give an elegant dinner party with Uncle Jed parked in there watching a rodeo.
Patty, he's my father's only brother. What can I do?
Well, can't you take him someplace tonight?
Tonight? Are you joking? We've got tickets for Hello Dolly.
Do you mean to tell me you're going to leave your father's only brother alone on a Saturday night?
Oh, Patty, we've waited 3 months for these tickets.
You know how long I've been waiting to give an elegant dinner party? All my life.
All right. Just a minute now. I have an idea. Uncle Jed? Shh. It's only the commercial.
Yeah, that's my favorite one, Martin. You got a washing machine that jumps up and down near hits the ceiling.
Please, Uncle Jed. Believe me, there'll be another one on in a few minutes.
What's on your mind, Martin? Uncle Jed, you know who you ought to look up? Cousin Clarence. Clarence Withers? Well, him and me was boys together. And that's right. Yeah. Used to go fishing every day after school. Sometimes during school. Well, he's retired now, and he lives not too far from here. How'd you like to get together with him sometime? Like tonight? Tonight? What about my rodeo? Well, you could both watch it on his set. Oh, Martin, that's a Jim Dandy idea.
Good. I'll call him right now.
Good old Cousin Clarence. Hadn't seen him since he gave up his automobile dealership back home. Martin, put down that phone. Ain't a gone.
What?
No, sir. Wouldn't set foot in that old buzzard's house if I was caught in a typhoon.
Why not?
Well, he sold me the worst lemon I ever bought. 32 Packard.
32? Well, that's ancient history, Uncle Jed.
Here's a piece of advice for you, Martin. Never forget an injury. I'll get it. Might be for me, you know.
Well?
Everything was fine until Uncle Jed discovered a Packard in his past.
Flowers. Who's sick?
Oh, well, they're for Patty's dinner party tonight.
Party? You're having a party tonight?
Well, it's just sort of a get-together, Uncle Jed.
Why didn't somebody tell me about it?
Well, it was sort of a sudden decision.
And you wanted me to go a-visiting tonight? How come?
Well, you see, Uncle Jed,
If you're worried about me being in the way, you needn't.
I think he's hurt.
I better go and apologize.
No, I will. It was my fault. Sure feel rotten about making him feel unwanted.
Well, just explain to him that he's gotten the wrong impression.
Lucky I thought to bring this with me. Nothing zings up a do like a little banjo music.
Banjo music?
Yep. Now, I'll provide some entertainment before dinner, and then afterwards we can all gather around. Ain't nothing helps the digestion like a good loud sing. Well, sit down, Patty. Now, I know you young folks like to dance, and I'm real good at that, too. Oh, don't worry. I know you think I could only play square dances. Not true. I'm right up to the minute. Play polkas, foxtrots, the whole works. Here, give you a sample. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. get them together. Well, haven't quite got the hang of that one. I'll give you one of my favorites. Here.
Yeah, that's very catchy.
Yeah, well, and that's just the introduction. Wait till you hear the song. You know, my foot's the biggest part of my trouble. Well, don't worry, Patty. I'll work out a nice, snappy routine for your party tonight.
You know, Uncle Jed, I think it's time for young Widow Malone.
Young Widow Malone? Say, that's one of my favorites. Never miss that. You know, that poor gal is in a heap of trouble.
Patty, I wish I could suggest something.
I've got an idea.
Yeah?
Why don't you entertain my friends and I'll go see Hello, Dolly?
Patty, I know how you feel. But for all you know, your friends might find him kind of quaint and interesting. I think you're exaggerating the problem. It's all relative.
Mm-hmm. Yours. Martin, maybe we should give him one of our Hello, Dolly tickets.
You mean you wouldn't mind giving it up?
Me? He's your uncle.
Well, now, wait a minute.
Shh. I want to hear this.
This offer is good anywhere in the metropolitan area. Remember, we'll install a color TV set in your own home for 1 week, free of charge.
Did you hear that?
What was it?
An answer to my prayer.
You sure there's no extra charge for this?
Not a penny, Uncle Jed.
If that don't beat everything. Wait till I get back home and tell them that they've seen the rodeo in real live color.
Yeah, you'll practically be able to smell the horses.
Yippee! Say, Patty, you sure you young people won't mind my passing up the dinner?
Sure, we'll mind, Uncle Jed. But we wouldn't want you to miss your rodeo in color.
Patty, I'm leaving you all my money. So to make some.
Pat, I'll have everything ready to serve before we leave for the theater.
Okay, Mom. How's the table look?
Oh, but it just looks beautiful, dear. Where are the candles?
Oh, I knew I forgot something. Ross!
Yeah?
Look, would you run down to the store and get some pretty candles for the dinner table?
Just as soon as I check out the tape machine.
Ross, there isn't time.
Well, you want elegant dinner music, don't you? Oh, I blew a fuse.
Oh, brother, I really needed this tonight.
Ross! Hurry up, dear. Run down and put in a new fuse, will you?
Yeah, be fast about it. I got a dress.
Hold on there, Sonny. Fuse won't do us no good.
What do you mean?
Take a look outside, honey.
Holy cow, the whole neighborhood's black.
Well, you can't blame that one on me.
That's electricity for you. Not dependable.
Got the radio on.
And at exactly 6:15 p.m., a massive power blackout struck the borough of Brooklyn.
The whole borough?
Yes, the whole borough. Crews are already at work trying to repair the damaged lines, but a power company spokesman estimated it'll be 4 to 8 hours before we'll have lights again.
4 to 8 hours. Oh.
There goes my rodeo.
Mom.
I'm terribly sorry.
It's all right. There'll be another rodeo.
Oh, darling, now don't be upset.
Here, now, Patty, what's wrong?
Don't you understand? I can't have my dinner party now.
How come?
Uncle Jed, the whole house runs on electricity.
Don't see why that should interfere with anything.
How am I going to cook dinner?
You got a fireplace, ain't you? Ross, get a fire started.
Right.
Got candles in the house, ain't you?
No, we never got any.
Oh. Ross, I'll get that. You run on out and get us a whole heap of candles.
Right.
Uncle Jed, you really think this is going to work?
Why not, sis? Eating was invented long before electricity.
Nobody has any candles?
Everybody got there ahead of me. They're all sold out.
Uncle Jed, what are we going to do now? We can't eat in the dark.
No. It's only one thing to do.
What's that?
Make our own candles.
How do you do that?
Natalie, you got any paraffin in the house?
Why, yes, I have.
Patty, take all she's got and put it into a pot and melt it on the fire.
Okay. Do we need anything else?
Yeah. Need some milk cartons, some string, some clothespins, and some coleslaw.
We still don't have any coleslaw.
Oh. Well, then bring me another pickle.
Okay.
Poor Martin, stuck in his office.
I want to say, fit was invented for elevators.
Uncle Jed, you're out of this world.
Maybe soon, Patty, but I ain't yet.
Patty, it's no use. I just can't get a line. Everybody in town must be on the phone.
Oh, that's it. I'm wiped out.
What's got into the churn now?
Oh, Ross has been trying to call Patty's friends to tell him that the dinner is still on and he can't get through.
Hadn't you got the bicycle, Sonny?
Of course.
Well, don't just stand there. Get out and spread the word, Paul Revere.
Yeah, one if I land, two if I see. Candles, that is.
See, Patty, you can't let life get the better of you. You got to take it by the handles and make it go down the right furrow.
Uncle Jed, will you marry me?
Sweet child.
Oh, Patty, it's just the most perfect dinner. And I really love your dress.
Oh, thank you, Ross. Hey, did I happen to mention that it was an original from Paris, France?
Every now and then.
I got my tux from Louis' rental service.
It's wild, Richard. It's really you.
No, it's Louis. Hey, kids, why don't we go in there and dance?
Haven't you heard, Richard? It's Blackoutsville. Even the transistor radios are out.
Well, what are we going to do now?
Sonny, glad you asked that question. Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Skip to Maloo, my darling, hey.
Skip, skip, skip to Maloo, skip, skip, skip to Maloo, skip, skip, skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, my darling.
You'll find another one prettier, too. You'll find another one prettier, too. You'll find another one prettier, too. Skip to Maloo, my darling.
Skip, skip, skip to Maloo, skip, skip, skip to Maloo, skip, skip, skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, my darling.
Bravo!
Why, Martin, what happened to you?
Ever try to walk down 56 flights of stairs? Hey, Patty, I see you had the party after all, huh?
Yep, thanks to Uncle Jed. He managed everything.
Well, you see, there's a lot to be said for the old-fashioned ways after all. Hey, Martin, how about this one? Used to be your favorite. Still is.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Oh, when the sun begins to shine. Oh, when the sun begins to shine. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the sun begins to shine. When the trumpet sounds a call. When the trumpet sounds a call. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the trumpet sounds a call. While strolling through the park one day, in the merry, merry month of May, I was taken by surprise by a girl.
Hey,
Hi,
Mike!
come on.
Great timing.
Hey, now we can have some dancing music.
Hey, Rich, I've got a better idea. Isn't that better, Uncle Jeff?
Patty, that there is boss. It's really boss.
Well, you know what I always say. We can use it more than the electric company.
Hey, that's pretty good, Patty. All right, everybody, together now. A 1 and 2. While
Strolling through the park one day, in the merry, merry month of May, I was taken by surprise by a pair of roguish eyes. In a moment, my poor heart was stole away. I immediately raised my hat, and finally she. Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins
All right, Patty. What are you reading?
I thought you'd never ask. This book is really something else.
What is it?
Experiments in ESP.
Dad, you told her to stop doing that.
Doing what?
Spelling things out so I won't understand them.
Ross, ESP is an abbreviation for extrasensory perception.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. As if he knows what it is.
I do so. It's like when a person is psychic.
Psychic?
Yeah, when they know what's going to happen.
That's psychic.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
Patty, do you really believe in extrasensory perception?
I don't know, Dad. It could exist. Maybe it's just another sense.
You don't even have the sense you're supposed to have.
This book is about experiments they're doing at this university. Listen to this. If a group of people concentrate hard on a single subject in a room, a person with psychic tendencies can identify that object just by concentrating on their thought waves.
Hey, what about the dishes?
In a minute, Mom. Dad, that really happened to me once. I was at a party and this perfectly strange boy came in and I knew he was going to come up and ask me for a date, and he did.
That's what I call a perfectly strange boy.
Why don't we all try it? One of us will go out of the room and the others will concentrate on an object. And when that person comes back, he or she will try to figure out what the object is. Kathy, you want to volunteer? No, thanks. It's your night to dry dishes. No, not the dishes. We're doing experiments in ESP. One person goes out of the room and the other people concentrate very hard on an object. And when that person comes back, he tries to get in on their thought waves.
Pat, why don't you go out of the room?
Me? Okay.
Oh, no, dear. Into the kitchen and start drying the dishes and we'll concentrate on something.
Okay. Concentrate hard now.
Mm-hmm. What'll we pick?
Anything she picks.
What do you mean?
Whatever Patty picks, let's say that's it.
Kathy, that's a little unfair, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I only wish I'd thought of it.
Pat, we're ready.
Let me see now. This table! That sounds
right.
did.
How did you know?
I don't know. I guess I just have ESP.
Pat, let's try one more experiment. Now, see if you can guess what I'm concentrating on.
Okay, Mama, wait and do the dishes.
Hey, she really is psychic.
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! Thought they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet.
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll. The hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet. Still they're cousins. Identical cousins, stand you apart. They laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
You know, I always thought I had psychic powers, and tonight proved it.
Well, that must be Pete for me.
No. No, it's Alan Brewster for you, Kathy. I'm not expecting Alan Brewster. Open the door. You know, Dad, I think maybe I'll write to that university and render my services.
I hope you're joking.
Why? They need gifted people like me.
Now, Patty, I think there's something I ought to tell you.
Do you know who that was? That was Alan Brewster. He came by to return my book. I'm going up to write to that university.
What's everybody looking so stunned about? I mean, that's just a simple coincidence. Alan probably mentioned to Patty at school that he was going to drop by here tonight and bring Kathy's book.
I think I'd better go up and tell her the truth.
Yeah, before she decides to rule the world.
You know, I'm not sure that trick was a good idea.
Oh, it was all in fun, Nat.
Patty. Kath, listen to this. Dear sir, I have read of the experiments you are conducting and would like to tell you about my psychic powers. Pat, I have always felt that I had this power, but I never really had a chance to put it to the test until tonight. Pat. And I would like to volunteer my mind for the wonderful experiments you are conducting. Patricia. Well, what do you think? I think you'd better tear it up. Oh, you think I should just go there instead? We played a trick on you. A trick? Well, actually, it was my idea. I just thought it would be funny if we told you that whatever you guessed was right. Then you didn't tell anyone in that room what to think? No. Then someone in that room was thinking of the table. Do you mean to tell me you really think you're psychic? Think it, Kathy. I know it. Patty, you are no more psychic than that doorknob. Oh, yeah? Did that doorknob know that Alan Brewster was coming over here tonight? That must be Bill. No, it's Richard.
Hi, Ross. Is Patty here?
Any questions? If so, just ask the doorknob.
Are you ready, Patty?
I'm afraid I can't go out with you tonight, Richard.
You're gonna miss a James Bond movie?
I'm afraid I have other things on my mind.
Yeah, she thinks she's the hunchback of Notre Dame. You know, the fellow made all those predictions.
That was Nostradamus.
Oh, yeah, the hunchback of Nostradamus.
Hi, Mrs. Lane. Mr. Lane.
Oh, hello,
Hello,
Richard.
Richard.
Hey, Rich, how's your mother's flu?
It's much better, thanks. She's, How'd you know my mother had flu?
I can't explain it, Richard. It's just something, in here. Excuse me.
Something in here?
Richard, didn't you tell Patty your mother had the flu?
I couldn't have. We didn't know it was flu until this afternoon.
She's putting in a long-distance call to that university.
Didn't you tell her that it was just a joke?
I tried to, Aunt Natalie. But I have a feeling the joke is going to be on us. And I heard that you predicted that Helen's boyfriend would walk out on her. And he did. That's right. And that Agnes's boyfriend would ask her to go steady. And he did. That's right. Well, Patty, I've got a little problem, and I wondered if I could talk to you about it. Sure, Russ. When? Let's see now. I have an opening Thursday at 4:30. Oh, that's great. Thanks, Patty. Thanks a lot. You're welcome, Ross.
I'd like to see Patty Lane.
Patty?
Is she home?
Yeah, but she's got a customer. Could you wait a few minutes?
Yes.
Boy, she's had a lot of kids come to see her, but you're the first grown-up.
Oh, she's wonderful. You'll love her.
You can go up now. Her room's the last one down the hall.
Thank you.
Enter.
May I talk to you a moment, Miss Lane?
Well, you should have made an appointment. I'm very busy, but who am I to turn away a fellow human being? What is your problem?
Well, my problem is that I'm Detective Lieutenant Gregory, and we received a report that you're illegally operating here as a fortune teller.
Illegally?
Don't you know there's a law against fortune telling in this city?
Oh, but sir, I'm not a fortune teller. People come by and I advise them.
How much do you charge?
Nothing. I just do it to help out my friends.
You've never taken any money?
No, sir.
Well, Miss Lane, people who go around advising other people are taking on a lot of responsibility. You see, the people who seek advice are usually troubled. And the wrong kind of advice at that time can do a lot of harm. And besides...
Wait a minute. I'm getting a flash. Are you expecting a promotion?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
I knew it. I could feel it.
Am I going to get it?
Yes. Yes, you are.
No kidding.
Congratulations, and thank you for dropping by.
Oh, wait a minute. Can't you tell me a little more about my promotion?
Hello? May I help you?
Well, actually, I came to see your daughter. I'm Lieutenant Gregory of the Bunko Squad.
Bunko Squad?
Well, we got a report that she was doing some fortune telling. But since she isn't taking any money for it, there's no problem.
You mean there's no problem for you?
Matter of fact, she's pretty good at it. She told me I was going to be promoted. Could I use your phone?
Yeah, help yourself, Lieutenant. Or should I say Captain?
I'd like to see Miss Patty Lane, please.
Is she expecting you?
If she is as talented as I've been led to believe, yes.
Oh. Well, come in. She's in her room. It's,
Upstairs and to the left.
Did you make your call?
I've changed my mind.
Things are really getting out of hand.
I know what you mean. Mr. Lane, have you got a few minutes? I'd like to have a little talk with you.
Yeah, sure. Come on.
Enter.
Oh, my dear. I knew you would look like this.
Like what?
Young and fresh and open. I am Madame Olga.
I am Patty Lane.
I know, and one day the world will know.
It will?
My dear, a talent such of yours cannot be earthbound. It belongs to the ages.
Who did you say you were?
Madame Olga, the famous psychic.
You're one of us.
I have given readings for kings, prime ministers, even movie stars.
How did you happen to come here?
Your vibration drew me to you.
My vibration?
Surely you've heard of celestial vibrations.
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm kind of new at this.
I know. You must come to see me. I will help. Here is my card. Shall we say Monday at 5 o'clock? I wouldn't discuss this with anyone. There are so many unbelievers in the world.
Yeah, I know. I've got a house full of them right now.
See you Monday, my dear.
I will be there.
Of course you've been having trouble, my dear. You have been fighting Saturn, which is in opposition to Venus.
Is that bad?
Terrible. However, this phase will be ending very, very shortly. Excuse me, my dear. Hi. Oh, I'm just finishing up, my dear. Come in. Be seated. I'll be right with you.
Okay.
You mustn't be impatient. Don't try to force things.
Oh, I can't tell you how much better I feel.
That is why we are here, to do any good we can.
There you are.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Gordon. Now, I'll see you next week at the same time. And remember, don't try to force anything. Goodbye, my dear.
Madam Olga, there's something I don't understand.
Yes, my dear?
Well, I thought it was against the law to take money for this.
My dear child, I don't take money for what I do.
You don't?
Why, no. Oh, I accept love offerings to help us carry on our work.
Oh.
Now, come over here, my dear, and sit down.
What made that go on?
You did. You're standing on the button.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Now, you must understand, my dear, people expect this sort of thing, and we give in to it only because we must capture the client's faith, or we are powerless. Do you understand?
Oh, sure, of course. What?
Some clients have very little faith.
What's that?
That's for the tough customers. Clients.
Madam Olga, why are you so interested in me? I'm just an amateur.
But such a talented amateur. My dear, I have heard that your classmates come to you for readings.
Well, they're not exactly readings. I just listen to their problems and tell them what's going to happen.
I see. And for this you take no money?
Oh, no, of course not.
Not even love offerings?
No.
Oh, my dear. You have so much to learn, and I'm going to teach you. Now, are you willing?
I guess so.
Well, this is what I want you to do. Send your classmates to me, and you can tell me about their backgrounds and their problems, and we can help them solve their problems.
But could I think this over?
Certainly. Why don't you come see me tomorrow?
Okay. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Say hello to Richard for me.
I will.
don't you know about Richard?
Come in.
You wanted to see me, Mr. Ryan?
Yes, Patty, sit down.
If it's about that math test, I can explain. You see, this new math is very difficult, and I get all mixed
Patty,
up.
what I wanted to talk to you about were these so-called readings that you've been giving to your schoolmates.
Oh, you've heard about it, huh?
I did. Frankly, I find the whole thing a little disturbing.
Oh. I'm sorry, Mr. Ryan. I didn't know there was a rule against it.
Patty, the whole point is, are you equipped to give advice to others?
Well, I know what you're thinking, Mr. Ryan. Considering the things I've done in the past, it does seem a little strange, but I've suddenly found this power I have, and I don't think I should keep it to myself. I think that would be selfish.
Patty,
Wait a minute. I'm getting a vibration from you, Mr. Ryan. Yes. That new gym you wanted. You're going to get it.
Yes, I know. The money was voted by the legislature yesterday.
You see? Now, how could I have possibly known that?
Because I announced it in assembly this morning.
Aha! But here's something you didn't know, Mr. Ryan. I wasn't listening in assembly this morning.
What does she charge?
Nothing. Just a love offering.
How much love offering?
About $5 worth.
Oh, I don't have $5.
Look, Monica, why don't you take this for good luck?
You don't have to do that.
I know, but it'll be worth it to see your face after you talk to her. Well, I better get down to Madame Olga's.
Will you tell her to expect me?
Oh, I won't have to. She'll know.
Oh, hi, Nat.
Martin, am I glad you're home?
What's the matter?
The principal of Patty's school called.
Oh, Patty passed the test?
Martin, this is serious. He's getting concerned about her being involved in the psychic business.
Oh. Well, it's nice of him to show so much interest.
Is that all you've got to say about it?
Well, I don't think there's anything to worry about, Nat.
You don't?
No, it's just a phase, Nat. You know, she'll get over it, like all the others.
I can't believe you mean that.
Forget it, Nat.
I agree with you, Aunt Natalie.
I can't understand your Uncle Martin just shrugging it off.
Lieutenant, I know you asked me not to say anything, but the situation is getting a little uncomfortable here. Patty's principal called here today and complained about what she's doing, and my wife's been bugging me to put a stop to the whole thing.
I'm sorry about putting you through this, but I just got a call from Patty. She planted the marked $5 bill on one of her friends who's going to see Madame Olga this afternoon. Now, if you want, you can come down and join me. I'm going to move in.
I'm not going to stand by and see this happen to Patty.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to see Madame Olga. The vibrations I'm getting tell me you're having trouble with the boy.
I'll say.
I see an H.
That's right.
H-A.
H-E.
Henry!
That's right. She's fantastic. Yeah, isn't she? Is it going to work out all right?
Yes. He's headstrong, but he's very, very fond of you. What happens in the next week is of the utmost importance.
What do you mean?
You must return next Friday and tell me everything that has happened.
I will. How much is that?
There's no charge, my dear. Just whatever you want to contribute to further the good work. Thank you.
Well, I'll see you at the Shake Shop, Monica.
Okay. I'll see you Friday.
That's the house. Shade's still up.
The shade?
I told Patty when she passed the marked bill to pull down the shade.
Why, hello, Mrs. Lane.
Hello, Monica. Mom, what are you doing here?
Well, I'd heard so much about Madame Olga. I wanted to come over and see for myself.
Oh, she's wonderful, Mrs. Lane. Oh, bye, Patty. Thanks.
Look, Mom, you can't just barge in without an appointment. You'll have to come back.
Patty, this is your mother?
Yeah, Madam Olga, but she doesn't have an appointment, so she'll be back
Oh,
tomorrow.
your mother doesn't need an appointment. I've been so anxious to meet her.
Well, this is Mrs. Lane and this is Madam Olga.
Please come in, Mrs. Lane. Oh, you're a very fortunate woman to have such a talented daughter.
Oh, yes, that's what I keep telling myself.
Would you like a reading?
Yes.
Please be seated. Now, let me see what vibrations I get from you.
I don't get it. That must have been Patty's friend who just left. Wonder why she hasn't signaled yet.
I'm glad my wife doesn't know about this. She'd really make a scene.
Yes, you have great dramatic talent. You could have been an actress.
Well, I had thought about it. But, of course, after the children came, I realized
that will be all for today.
Thank you. How much do I owe you?
Oh, there's no charge.
Oh.
But the usual love offering is $5.
Oh. I have 10. Do you have change?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
No! I mean, why break a whole $10 bill? I have change right here. This belongs to you, and this belongs to you, and here's for my mother's reading. Oh, the sun was getting in my eyes.
Let's wait a second, make sure.
Oh, I just happened to remember I'm going to need some change. Do you have singles?
No.
Well, let me see. I think I have 2. Oh, yes, I have 4 singles and some silver.
Oh, that'll be fine.
Okay, let's go.
It was too gloomy in here.
Wait a minute. Shades up again.
Madam Olga, do you happen to have 2 10s?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good, because there's a 20 I'd like to change.
All right.
Oh, good. Thank you very much. Mom, do you have change of a 10?
No, honey, I only have this 5.
Well, look, you owe me 5 anyways. Take this and you'll owe me 10. Now, this is for my mother's reading.
But she's already paid me.
Well, that's a bonus.
Now, really, this is too much.
I'm beginning to feel like a yo-yo.
Now, this is yours, right?
No, this belongs to Madam Olga.
My dear, I'm afraid you're mixed up.
No, don't you remember? She gave you a 10, and you gave her a 5. Then I gave you a 5 for her love offering. Then she still owed me 10, and you 5. So I gave you 20, and you gave me 2 10s, and I gave her 10. She gave me a 5, and then I gave you the 5. So we're all even, right?
Well,
Patty, I think you're confused, dear.
No, Mom, what's the difference? It's all for a good cause. Isn't that right, Madam Olga?
Right. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Thought you were supposed to be home worrying.
I'll take that, Madame Olga.
What is the meaning of this?
Don't you get the vibrations, Madam Olga? You're under arrest.
What's all that?
Just some junk on mind reading and astrology. I'm throwing it out.
Hello. Is your sister home?
My sister, the heroine? Yeah, go on in.
Thank you.
Oh, hello, Lieutenant.
Mr. Lane.
Hi, Lieutenant.
Hello, Patty. The chief asked me to offer his commendation on a very fine job. You'll probably be getting a citation from him.
Really?
In my opinion, she deserves it.
She certainly does.
Thank you.
And I'd like to thank you both for your help. We've been after Madame Olga for a long time. You were right.
About what?
They promoted me to captain.
No kidding.
Where are you going?
To get those astrology books back.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the
finish this speech.
Oh, what's it for?
Oh, it's the treasurer's report for the newspaper Fresh Air Fund.
Oh, that's right. The dinner's tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, you don't have to worry, dear. You'll have plenty of peace and quiet. I won't disturb you.
good.
Oh, let me have your jacket, dear.
Okay.
Had your lunch?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
How about a nice pot of coffee while you're working?
No, thanks.
Oh, would you like some more light in here?
No, I'll tell you what I would like.
What, dear?
Some of that peace and quiet you just promised me.
Martin, I don't have any more time to talk, dear. I've got to hurry and get ready.
I know that door slam anywhere.
Dad, what are you doing home so early? Anything wrong?
Not yet. What happened to school?
Oh, it's still there, but the boiler or something burst and let us out early. Isn't that the end?
No, but it's close. Where's Kathy and Ross?
Well, they went to the movies.
And you didn't?
No, I decided to come straight home and take care of loose ends. You know all those things you and Mom have been bugging me about not doing? I decided today's the day.
Oh, that's swell.
I knew you'd be pleased.
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves her rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Now there's a match for you.
Honey, what on earth are you doing?
I'm cleaning up my room.
You are.
Yeah. Look, you've been after me for weeks to do it, so I decided today's a perfect day.
Well, honey, maybe you'd better put it off until another time.
You mean after criticizing me about putting things off, you're asking me to put it off?
Well, I just don't want you to disturb your father.
Believe me, the last thing in the world I'm going to do is disturb him. To you. Mom doesn't want you to be disturbed.
What are you doing with that hammer?
Straightening up my room.
With a hammer? Sounds like you're knocking the place apart.
Just putting in a few nails so I can hang some things up.
Natalie.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear, but we can't very well discourage her, can we?
Oh, no, I guess not. It's just that I'm having such a hard time with that speech. And my secretary forgot to put my notes in a briefcase.
Oh, well, then will you be going back to the office?
No, she's sending them out by messenger. Listen, Nat, while you're here, I want to try something out on you. I'm trying to lighten up the speech with a little humor.
Oh.
So this is the way I'm going to do it. I'll just say blah, blah, blah. Which reminds me of an amusing story about the man who asks, what is the capital of the United States?
Uh-huh.
And this other man says, half of what it was last year.
Uh-huh.
Forget it. Of course, these additional expenses cut sharply into the overall total, which reminds me of a very funny story, which I haven't thought of yet. Anyway, laugh, laugh, laugh. However, thank you. However,
Bodie magazines. I'm putting them back right now.
Well, why don't you just put them back down below there?
Oh, no. I'm putting them back on the top shelf where I got them from. I don't want to be accused of doing it wrong.
Okay.
Dad, could you give me a hand?
So on the whole, we can all be very proud of the job we've done for the underprivileged children. Which reminds me of another funny story. See, now look, Patty.
I was supposed to empty the pencil sharpener once a week, and I haven't done it for a month.
Well, don't bother with it now.
Oh, no, if I don't bother with it now, you'll accuse me of doing...
No, I won't.
Martin, the messenger just brought this from your office.
Thank you.
What did you do to yourself?
Oh, nothing, Nat, nothing. I was just emptying my pencil sharpener.
You know, darling, I really think you should take some time off.
Patty.
Yeah?
Do you mind if I told you something, honey?
No?
If you would do things when you were supposed to instead of saving them up, it would be a lot more efficient.
I know, Dad. I keep meaning to, but time just slips away.
Do you know what your big fault is? You never follow through.
That's not fair. I'd say I'm an average follow-througher.
Oh, really? You remember last week when I asked you to pick up my tuxedo at the cleaners?
Well, now that you mention it.
I was the only man at that wedding in a gray flannel suit. And your brother is just as bad. I've been after him for weeks to return a book to the library. He doesn't follow through either.
You're not going to blame me for that, are you?
No, but let's get back to you. Did you ever send a thank you note to your Aunt Mildred for the gift she sent you at Christmas?
Well, I meant to.
But you didn't follow through. Do I have to say any more?
No.
Oh, brother. Natalie! Nat?
Yes, dear.
Nat, I'm sorry to bother you, but could you take this down and deposit it in the bank for me? My secretary sent it over by mistake, and it's all the money that the readers have sent in for the Fresh Air Fund.
Oh, I can't, Martin. I'm not going anywhere near there, and I'm late picking up Ellen now. Why don't you ask Patty to do it?
You think I dare?
Martin, haven't you said to develop character in children, you must delegate responsibility to them?
I wasn't talking about my children. All right. Patty.
Yeah?
Honey, could you take this down to the bank and deposit it for me?
Oh, I'm awfully sorry, Dad, but I still have a lot of things left on my list to do.
Well, that can wait.
You just got finished telling me I never follow through.
Yeah, I know, but this is very important, Patty. It's got to get in the bank today because it's already been included in the treasurer's report.
Okay. Here.
Okay.
Oh, here. Would you put those in the garbage, please? Thank you.
And hurry, because that bank closes at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
I tell you, I'm right. I kept records. And there's somebody who can prove it. I'll be right back. Hey, Patty! Patty, you're just the person I want to talk to.
I can't stop now, Richard. I have to get to the bank with my father.
But this is vitally important.
I can't stop, Richard. I have to get there by 3.
So? The bank's only a block away, and you still have 10 minutes.
Hi, Pat. Hi. Will you please tell me what this is about?
Patty, you remember last summer when I borrowed my cousin Larry's scooter and we drove over the George Washington Bridge in New Jersey?
Yeah.
And I stopped at a gas station and bought 2 gallons of gas. I figured up the mileage, and we got 92 miles on the gallon. Remember, Patty?
Well, what about it?
Oh, there's a guy over there I've got a bet with. He claims 40 miles is tops for that model.
And this is what you call vitally important?
Sure. It's a quarter bet.
Oh, I'll see you later, Rich. I just got time to make the bank now. Well, hope you're satisfied.
What'd I do now?
The bank was closed when I got there.
But it's only a block away, and your watch said 10 to 3.
My watch was slow.
Oh. Well, just tell your father that. It's a good excuse.
No, it's not. I was supposed to have it fixed last week, but I kept putting it off. I guess I'll just have to make the deposit in the morning. I wonder where I can keep it where it'll be safe. The dictionary. There's no place to hide anything.
Hi, back already?
Yeah.
Did you get to the bank okay?
Yeah, I got to the bank.
Good. I don't like to have that much money lying around the house.
How much was it?
Well, didn't you see when you made the deposit?
Well, I'm not that nosy.
Oh, around $500.
Nice round figure.
Kleptomaniac.
What?
I can never remember how to spell it.
Oh.
Say, shouldn't you be doing your homework?
Oh, yeah. I better go do my homework. Look, I'll go get my books. I think I'll do my homework down here. It'll be safer. Quieter.
Yeah, any place you like.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, dear.
Oh, hi, Nat.
Hi.
Back from the concert already, huh?
Well, Ellen's little girl was first on the program. There didn't seem to be any use staying after that.
You're lucky she drew the post position.
How's the speech going?
Oh, fine. Yeah, I even managed to work a few chuckles in it you'll be happy to hear.
Oh, fine, fine.
Natalie, you know, we've really got to do something about these kids and their lack of responsibility.
Oh, what have they done now?
Well, this library book. Ross has been promising to return it for weeks. I just can't believe it.
Martin, you shouldn't read Ross's personal mail.
This happens to be my personal mail. Or to be more exact, it's the deposit Patty was supposed to make for me.
What's it doing in the book?
Well, it doesn't take an Einstein to figure that out. She probably got to the bank late and she hid it in the book until she could make the deposit tomorrow.
Oh, dear.
What bothers me is that I asked her if she got to the bank and she said yes.
Well, she wasn't lying, Martin. She did get there. Late.
Boy, I could just...
Please don't yell at her.
No. Who's going to yell? I'm not going to say a word to her, Natalie. Not a word. But when she goes looking for it in this book, she's going to get quite a shock. You know, not making this deposit is bad enough. But trying to hide it from me is something else again. You know, I can't have her lying to me like that.
You know she never lies.
No, but she's got a great talent for curving the truth.
That isn't so.
Oh, no? Just watch this.
Will I be in your way down here?
No. Will I be in yours?
No.
Good. Patty, when you were in the bank today, you were in the bank, weren't you?
You already asked me that.
Oh, did I? Oh, that's right, I did. What about the deposit slip? You never gave me the deposit slip.
Do you really want to write now? I hate to run all the way upstairs again.
Oh, is that where it is?
Or what is?
The deposit slip?
Dad, I'll never get my homework done if you keep asking me all these questions.
Martin, come on, let me hear the rest of your speech. I'd like to see what else you think is funny.
Look, Ross, why don't you... Ross, don't you have any homework to do?
I'm going to follow my usual policy of letting it go to the last minute, in case the world comes to a sudden end.
Look, don't you have someplace else you can go?
Sure, if I had 42 cents.
Here's $1. Now you can stay twice as long.
Gee, thanks. What'd you do, rob a bank?
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by what?
Telephone for you, Patty. Thanks, Kath. Hello? Yeah? Richard, I don't have time to be running all over town in your cousin's scooter taking mileage checks. I don't have time, Richard. Goodbye. Where'd he go? Oh, no. Kathy, what are you doing? Kathy, have you seen a book called The Red and the Black? Yes. Where? Ross took it back to the library. You what? Well, he said someone gave him the money for the fine. Oh, and I know exactly who that was. Rich? Oh, I'm glad I caught you. Look, can you come right over and pick me up? Yeah, we're going to check the mileage from here to the library. Now, hurry up. Look, my brother, Ross Lane, brought back a book by mistake, The Red and the Black.
By mistake?
Yeah.
You see, I was in the middle of it. I was just getting through the red part, and I didn't get into the black yet, so I got kind of hung up, you know?
Well, I'll check it for you. You say you returned it this evening?
Yeah.
Yes, it was returned. It was overdue.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Look, I promised to bring it back on time if you let me take it out again.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's been taken out.
Oh, no. Who took it?
I'm sorry. We're not allowed to give out that information.
Oh.
How would you like a life of the author Stendhal?
Anybody's life would be better than mine. The life of Stendhal, Sounds very interesting. Would you mind showing me where it is, please?
Yes, certainly. Critical study of Stendhal.
Sounds interesting.
This one contains his letters to Madame oh, dear. No, not this one.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered I can't do any more reading tonight because I'm behind on my television watching. Thanks very much anyway. Did you get the name?
A party named Higglemeyer.
Oh, good. What's the address?
I didn't get it.
What's the first initial?
I didn't get that either. I didn't have time. It took me too long just reading the name Higglemeyer.
Come on, we can still look it up on the phone. There can't be more than one Higglemeyer. Thank you. I'm sorry I bothered you, Mrs. Higglemeyer. Goodbye. Well, it's the 9th wrong Higglemeyer. Only 6 left to go.
I thought Higglemeyer is such a common name.
I don't know. Hello, is this Higglemeyer? I'm calling from the public library. Mr. Higglemeyer, did you happen to take a book from the library this evening? No, I'm not accusing you of stealing a book, Mr. Higglemeyer. I just wondered if you borrowed it. You know, with your library card. You don't have a library card. Well, thank you for... Yes, I understand. We're all tired when we come home from work. Thank you for... Yes, that's right. Television does take a lot less out of you. Thank you very much, Mr. Higglemeyer.
If The Red and the Black is such an advanced book, why did Ross take it out?
I don't know. He probably thought it was something about roulette. Hello, is this Mrs. Higglemeyer? Mrs. Higglemeyer, did you happen to take a book from the public library? The Red and the Black? You did? Oh, that's great, Mrs. Higglemeyer. Goodbye, thank you.
She's got it, huh?
I'll say. And once I get it, I'll be saved. Or to put it another way, I'll be out of the red and into the black. Mrs. Higglemeyer?
Yes, come in. You're late, you know.
I am?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Oscar! The sitter's here! Did you ever see a man takes longer to dress than a woman?
No, that's pretty strange.
You're 20 minutes late. That's a bad way to start out.
Yeah, well, I'm awfully sorry. I had a little trouble finding the address.
Well, the baby's asleep in the bottles in the refrigerator. Oscar, will you hurry up? No visitors. There's sandwiches in the kitchen. Keep the television down. Oscar, I'm waiting! Oh, another thing. The emergency phone numbers are right here by the telephone.
Good.
Yes, what is it?
My father had a flat tire. That's why I'm late.
But who are you?
The sitter.
Oh, you can't be. You're already here. What? I mean, wait a minute. Are you sure you've got the right apartment?
Is this 1B?
No, it's 4B.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Well, at least I got the right letter. No visitors, the bottle's in the refrigerator, the sandwiches are in the kitchen, keep the television down, and Oscar will be ready any minute. Goodbye.
You didn't get it, huh?
Oh, no? Richard, it's not in here.
Oh, look again.
It's not in here. I must have dropped it inside. I'm going back. Go away.
Well,
I think I dropped my gloves inside.
you weren't wearing any.
You sure?
Positive. And aren't you going to be late for your babysitting?
Mrs. Higglemeyer, I may as well tell you the truth. I'm not a babysitter.
Well, then what are you doing here?
I'm looking for $500.
Oscar!
Well?
Well, I'm gonna have to tell my father the truth.
have something to tell you, if you're not too busy.
Well, I am, but I think this is something I've been waiting to hear.
Well,
Excuse me. Hello? Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, you can handle it. Right. Well, I'm ready to hear what you're apparently ready to tell me.
Good. I just wanted to tell you I'm home. Bye. I still don't think you should have taken it out of the briefcase. Why not? It's my responsibility. I'm just following through like I was told. But how is poor Uncle Martin going to feel when he finds it gone? The same way poor Aunt Patty felt. The only problem is I won't sleep a wink all night worrying about all this money. Well, why not deposit it now? Kathy, the banks aren't open at night. I know that, but you could put it in the night depository. The what? Right outside the bank, there's a slot that you can drop it in. A lot of people make night deposits that way. Oh, boy, now you tell me. Where were you at 3:01 today?
What are we looking here for if you're so sure you had it in the den?
Because I'm not sure of anything anymore. And besides, we've looked all over the den. You haven't been doing any house cleaning, have you?
What is that supposed to mean?
You know how you are when you're cleaning up. You throw everything out.
Not money. You should never have hidden it from Patty in the first place.
I was just trying to teach her a lesson.
And instead you learned one.
Natalie, one thing I do not need right now is a sermon.
Hi. Looking for something?
Yeah, an envelope.
Oh? What kind of envelope?
Well, it was the one, it was about that big, you know.
Oh, was there anything in it?
Yeah, it had a,
Oh, Martin, for heaven's sake. Patty, it was the envelope with the bank deposit in it.
Yeah, which you didn't make, and you hid in a book, and now it's lost.
You left out one step, which I didn't make, and I hid in a book, and you took out, but it's not lost.
Patty, that has nothing to do with it. The factory... It's not lost.
Oh.
You mean you know where it is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, where is it? Where?
It's in the bank where you told me to put it.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Patty. You know perfectly well you didn't make a deposit this afternoon.
No, I made it tonight. I put it in the night depository.
You did? You mean it's really in the bank?
Yeah.
Then everything's all right.
Boy, it certainly is. Wow. No, it's not.
What's the matter?
You know perfectly well what's the matter. You didn't do what you were supposed to do in the first place, and you caused me needless anxiety and concern.
I suppose if I said all's well that ends well, it wouldn't do any good, huh?
No, it wouldn't.
How about two wrongs don't make a right?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I just thought I'd throw it in. Well, I guess I'll have to admit it. I was wrong.
Well, wouldn't you say that some punishment was indicated?
I guess so.
What would you suggest?
Don't send me to the bank anymore.
I think something a little more drastic than that.
Well, I suppose you could cut my allowance.
No, that's not severe enough.
Martin.
Now, Natalie, I'll handle this. The punishment I have in mind is quite severe, but I think it's very fair.
Well, I guess I deserve it. What is it?
You're going to have to listen to my speech. Ladies and gentlemen, how's that for a start? Before I make my report tonight, I'm reminded of a funny story about...
Here's the mail.
Oh, thanks, hon.
Who's your letter from, dear?
Aunt Mildred. It says, Dear Patty, thank you for your lovely letter. I'm so glad you enjoyed the Christmas gift.
Hey, you wrote her a thank you note. Good.
Incidentally, I wonder if your father ever got the scarf I knitted for him for Christmas. I never heard from him.
Oh, no, I thought I wrote her a thank you note.
Oh, sure.
No, I swear, I really did think so.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's very nice. I mean, after Aunt Mildred went to the trouble to knit that wild scarf. Don't you think some punishment is indicated?
Oh, I certainly do.
Okay, what's the punishment?
That you wear the scarf.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
Hi. Hey, I know you. Doesn't your father own the vegetable store on First Street?
Uh-huh. I'm his son.
Oh, well, what can I do for you?
Want to buy these kittens?
Oh, aren't they cute? Why do you want to sell them?
They're from our cat, and me and my father want to keep them, but my mother don't. So she went to bed with a headache, so I have to. Oh, they're on sale, special today. 3 for 99 cents.
Oh, yeah? Well, look, I'd love to have one, but my mother gets headaches, too. We had a French poodle for a little while, and boy, did we have headaches.
Yeah, but these kittens are Americans.
Oh, what's happening?
Hey, Ross, aren't they cute? Look, he wants to sell them.
Yeah?
Please don't touch the merchandise.
Please don't touch the merchandise?
His father owns a vegetable store.
Oh, well, I'm not going to hurt him, kid.
I'm not a kid. I'm 6 and a half, going on 7.
Well, how much you want for him?
They're pretty valuable, you know. And they're all related, too. How does 50 cents a piece sound?
Wait a second. You just told me they were 3 for 99 cents.
That was only during the sale.
50 cents a piece, huh? Okay, I'll take one.
You gotta buy the 3 so they won't get lonesome.
Ross, are you out of your tree? Dad still hasn't gotten over that French poodle we had.
But these kittens
I know. They're Americans. Look, do you remember when that dog stole his meerschaum pipe and buried it?
Well, that wasn't the dog's fault. He thought it was a bone. And anyway, I'm going to steal for $1.50 because I'm not going to keep him, see? I'm going to sell him.
To who?
Mrs. Barton down the block. I heard she's been looking all over for some kittens.
Oh, yeah? You mean she wants to buy them for money?
Yeah. And you think a woman who buys a new car every year is going to settle for less than $5 a kitten?
Ross, we're in this together.
Yeah, give me $1.
You must have been homesick when they were teaching simple division.
We'll settle everything after we make the sale.
Okay. All right, Sonny. At 50 cents a piece, that's $1.50.
Right, but at $1 a piece, that's $3.
Now, wait a minute.
Don't blame me, lady. Everything costs more today.
Here, give me my money. Go on home with the kittens.
Oh, wait a minute, Patty. Just give him what he wants.
Oh, all right. Here. 1, 2, 3.
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Ross, do me a favor. The next time you have a business proposition, find another partner.
Well, how was I supposed to know Mrs. Barton wanted some Persian cats?
You mean instead of American ones?
Very funny. I'm still sore at that woman, though. Boy, what a snob. She said these were just plain alley cats.
Well, they are.
Yeah, but did she have to say it right in front of the cats? They've got feelings, too, you know.
Mm-hmm. And so does Dad. And just what are you going to do with them?
It's the shortest partnership I ever saw.
Okay. What are we going to do with them?
Well, I've been mulling that over, and I think I've got a plan.
What?
How'd you like to buy my share?
Ross!
Just a suggestion. You want to do something that really makes some sense?
Yes, what?
Well, let's put an ad in the paper. You know, under animals for sale.
Are you out of your mind? What are we going to do with them in the meantime?
We can hide them in the cellar. You know, behind those trunks.
I don't know. Do you think that's safe?
Sure. Remember when I was a kid and you all thought I ran away? What do you think I had?
Well, I'm probably crazy for letting you talk me into this, but okay. Now get them out of here before Dad comes home.
Right, you take care of the ad. What's that for?
What do you think?
Well, yeah. I wish you a lot of luck, too.
Now, you wait a minute.
the bottle of milk?
Oh, but just down in the basement.
What for?
Well, Ross got very thirsty. He wanted to drink a milk.
He's going to drink it out of a bowl?
Martin, if Ross wants to drink some milk voluntarily, let him do it any way he wants.
What are you working on down there?
A project.
Oh, for school?
No, for fun.
What is it?
Well, it's sort of a secret.
Patty, if you're helping Ross build me another tie rack for my birthday, I still haven't broken the one he gave me last year.
Martin, don't be so nosy. You're not making a mess down there, are you?
No, there's no mess. Not yet. Well, if you'll excuse me.
What'd you do, milk a cow?
Can't you keep him quiet?
You'd cry too if your little tummy was empty.
Here you go, little kitty. Come on. Shh, keep it down, will you, fellas? Ross, go back down in the cellar.
Do you realize that I've been practically living down there for 2 whole days? It's getting so the daylight hurts my eyes.
Ross, need I remind you where this whole flaky idea started?
Look, why don't we move him out to the garage? The fresh air will do him some good.
Garage?
It won't hurt me either.
Okay, I guess it would work.
Get this one.
Where are the other two?
What do you think? You want to know something? These kittens have been growing.
Come on. Dad.
The ashtrays.
Oh, hi, Dad.
Hi.
What are you doing home in the middle of the day?
Since when is 5 o'clock the middle of the day?
Oh, is it that late already? Well, see you at dinner.
Yeah.
Hey, but Ross, wait a minute. See, I think you're finally putting on a little weight.
Oh, gee. I think it's kind of temporary, as a matter of fact. Although it might not be.
Patty, will you please stand up straight? Your posture's terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's so funny? What's the matter?
It's just a joke Ross was telling me. Tell him, Ross.
What joke?
Oh, that's right. You told us there's no point in it. Come on, Ross.
I think we ought to get Patty in for a checkup.
Why, is she breaking out?
No, down. Hello?
Is this Lane?
Yeah.
Tell me, do you have any females over there?
Do we have any what?
Females. Have you got any females?
Well, yeah, we've got 3, as a matter of fact.
Honey, is it for me?
No, I think it's some kind of census taker.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Do they come from pretty good stock?
Who?
The females.
Well, I think so.
Could you describe their markings?
What?
Can't you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but don't you fellas think you're getting a little personal?
You think the kittens will be safe in the garage?
Sure, why not?
Well, maybe I ought to put a brick in front of the door, though. Sometimes it swings open by itself.
Only when it's windy out.
Uh-oh. Look who's coming down the street.
It's that kid who sold us the kittens.
Patty, I've got an idea how we can get our money back.
How?
I'll jump on him and
Oh, Ross, don't be ridiculous. Oh, boy. It's coming up the drive.
Hi, remember me? I'm Ralphie. You bought my kittens.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Suppose you're wondering how they are, huh?
Yeah, my father was awful mad at me because I sold them to you.
He was?
Yeah, good and mad.
You know, Ralphie, I can't really blame him.
No?
No. I mean, we've been thinking it over, and we feel we took advantage of you.
We did? Right, yes. Oh, we did, yeah.
I mean, after all, those kittens are worth a lot more than we paid you for them, and, well, we decided we're going to sell them back to you.
Yeah, and all we want is our $3 back.
What about my profit?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Every businessman is entitled to a little profit. Okay, $2.75.
$2.75.
Patty, stop cheating the kid. $2.50 even.
$2.50?
Okay, $2.25, and that's final.
It's a deal. Here's $1 and 2 and a quarter.
Thanks, Ralphie.
Boy, wait till I tell my father.
Tell him what?
He saw it around in the paper and he gave me $5 to get the kittens back.
He what?
Now can I jump on him?
No. A bargain's a bargain. Go get his kittens. Hey, Ralphie, I thought you said these
kittens give your mother a headache.
Yeah, but I kept crying, my father kept yelling, and my mother said she would have the headache.
Patty, I told you we should have put something in front of the garage door. One of the kittens got away.
Oh, no.
Give me back my money.
Now, wait a minute, Ralphie. There, don't be frightened. Kathy's going to find you a very good home. Yes, aren't you sweet? Hello? Dorothy? Kathy Lane. You'll never guess what I just found. Just what you've always been looking for. What do you mean, how tall is he? I'm talking about the cat I found in our driveway. You're not interested? All right, Dorothy. If I find a boy in our driveway, I'll be sure to let you know. Bye. There, little kitty, it's all right.
Natalie! Oh, Nat!
Stay right there. Very quiet.
Hi, Kath.
Hello, Uncle Martin.
Where are you going, dear?
Oh, just down to the drugstore.
Well, why don't you wait? I'm just going to make some sandwiches.
Oh, really? All right. I'll go after lunch.
Come on now, Ralphie, be reasonable. Take the 2 kittens, and all you have to give us is $1.75.
No!
Look, we searched every backyard for blocks around, didn't we? And you saw me rip my pants going over that fence. What more do you want?
I want my 3 kittens.
It's no use. He's just plain stubborn.
Wait a minute. Ralphie, supposing we throw this knife into the deal.
Let me see. There's some blades missing.
Yeah, but there's still a very good bottle opener left.
Okay, it's a deal.
Nice going, Ross. I'll go get the kittens.
Hey, this blade's broken at the end.
Yeah, but that makes it even more valuable.
How come?
Well, now you got a built-in screwdriver.
Ross! What's the big idea of leaving the garage door open?
What happened?
Now there's only 1 kitten left.
Here's your knife back.
Thanks.
Oh, where could the kittens be going?
The drain.
Drain.
The one that runs under the yard. How long has that cover been off?
I don't know. Go get the pickaxe and shovel before it's too late.
Yeah.
Natalie, is that you? Oh, hi. That must be here somewhere.
No, it isn't.
I don't even know what I'm looking for. Natalie, are you in the kitchen? Say, did you happen to see a scrap of paper about so big with some writing on it? What's that?
What does it look like?
No. It was a piece of paper with some notes for an editorial I'm writing about reducing the sales tax, and I... What in the world are you going to do with that?
Well, I'm not going to drink it.
What?
A piece of paper with some writing on it.
Yeah. Did you see it anywhere?
No. But, Martin, while you're here, do you know what just flew into my head?
Natalie, I'll put those screens up the first thing next week.
No. I was talking about an idea that I just had. Something that I think will help Ross develop a sense of responsibility.
Oh, what is it?
Well, if we want Ross to develop a sense of responsibility, he's got to have something to be responsible for.
Can't beat that logic. What do you have in mind?
Oh, I don't know. Just anything.
All right. What is it? Animal, vegetable, or mineral?
Martin, an animal would be a very good idea.
How many more questions do I get?
Oh, Martin, I think you're right. You know, a pet might be just the thing. Something like, I don't know. Maybe a cat. Oh, you don't have to make up your mind now, Martin. Why don't you just think about it?
I have a strange feeling you've already made my mind up for me. Say, I just have to think of something.
Where are you going?
Well, I came into the pantry a little while ago to get some lighter fluid, and I might have left the paper in there.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, I was just in there, and I didn't see it.
Would it be all right with you if I looked in the car? I think I might have done some scribbling while I was waiting for a red light.
Why don't you look, Martin?
Thank you.
Oh, come here, little kitten. Oh, hello, sweetheart. Did you miss Natalie? Yes, you did. Of course you did. Oh, you don't have to worry about him. He growls a lot, but he doesn't bite.
Oh, gee, you startled me, Kat.
Just by walking into the kitchen?
Gee, what do you want, dear?
Well, Natalie, you know Uncle Martin pretty well. And, well, I was wondering, does he still feel...
Yes, dear?
Never mind. I think I'll think it over and ask you later. Oh, I think I'll have some milk.
Why don't you have it up in your room?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Do you want a glass?
No, I have a little dish that'll be just perfect.
Was it in the car?
Well, I never really got a chance to look because, say, you know, Natalie, I got to thinking about that suggestion of yours, about getting a pet for Ross.
Oh, I really think it would do him a lot of good.
Oh, I think so too, Nat. And a cat really wouldn't be much trouble. I mean, especially a little kitten.
Well, a little kitten's exactly what I had in mind.
You did? Good. That's fine, because I just found the cutest little kitten in the world. Look at that.
How did he get out of the pantry?
What? Well, whose cat is that?
Oh, it's mine. I mean, it's Ross's.
Natalie? Oh, Uncle... Whose is that?
Well, it's mine.
And that?
This one's mine.
What? Oh, my.
I'm confused.
Well, I'm not. Just think about it for a minute. The sound of babies crying all over the place. Patty and Ross sneaking in and out of the house the last 2 days.
And the way the milk's been disappearing?
Mm-hmm.
They were hiding them.
Oh, isn't that funny? They were afraid to ask if they could keep them. They didn't think you'd approve.
Now, wait a minute. You're not going to palm off 3 kittens on me.
We can't keep them?
Well, you said that we could keep one.
Yeah, that's right. 1.
Oh, thank you, Uncle Martin.
Oh, well, now, wait a minute, Kathy. If we can only keep one, I think it should be this one. He has such personality.
Oh, but did you see the twinkle in this one's eyes?
Yeah, well, wait a minute. I think this one is the healthiest of the 3. Oh, there's the door.
Oh, but this one is so agreeable. Look. Oh, doesn't he look like he's smiling?
Did you notice the white paws on this one? It makes him look like he has mittens.
Feel this one's fur. It's soft as silk.
Did you see the twinkle?
Oh, look at that smile.
Yeah, but feel his fur. Oh, I'll get that.
Natalie, I don't know if you noticed, but this one is a female.
Oh, but Kathy, if we're going to keep one, it should be this one. He's so cute and agreeable.
You, Mr. Lane?
Yes?
That's my son, Ralphie. He, sold some kittens to your daughter and your son.
There they are, Pop. They said they ran away, but they didn't. See, they got my kittens.
Your kittens?
You said you was gonna get them back, Pop. Get them back.
No, wait just a minute.
You ask me, I think your kids took advantage of Ralphie. That's what they did. I mean, a kid his age, they ought to be ashamed. That's what they are.
Well, no, I don't...
What do they care they break a kid's heart? I can tell you something. If they was my kids, I'd break something of theirs, all right. I can sure tell you that.
Well, now, wait a minute. Let's just calm down here a second and tell me what this is all about. Now, you say that my son and daughter bought some cats from your boy?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, did they force him to sell?
No, but...
And there was an exchange of cash?
Yeah?
Well, then I can tell you, even though I'm not a lawyer, that that's as good as a contract.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. But you see, Ralphie here bought those kittens back. And he gave your kids some money, and that's an exchange of cash, right? Even though you're not a lawyer? Well,
Is that you, Ross?
No, it's me, Dad.
Do you know where Ross is?
I'm right here.
Oh, well, come in here a minute.
Oh, sure, just as soon as I go upstairs and wash.
No, wait a minute. I've got something to tell you. What have you two been up to?
Well, we haven't been up to anything.
No, it's more like down.
My goodness, you two look like you've been out digging ditches.
You know something? You're psychic.
Dad, as long as we're talking, you know the drain that runs under the front yard?
What about it?
Well, is it very difficult to replace?
Why do you ask?
Well, never mind. You said you wanted to tell Ross something.
Oh, yeah. That little boy Ralphie and his father were by.
Oh, boy.
Dad, I swear I don't know where those 3 kittens went to.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about now, dear. It's all straightened out.
It is? Mm-hmm. How?
We compromised. Ralphie took 2, and we took 1.
Are you talking about dollars?
Nope. Kittens.
You mean you finally got over that French poodle?
Well, your mother and I decided it was a good idea for Ross to have a kitten.
That's right.
What for?
To give you some sense of responsibility.
Now, wait a minute. You aren't going to stick me with a cat. Every time it does something, it'll be my fault.
Now, wait a minute, Ross.
Ross, there you are. Surprise.
Kathy, set him down here on the floor so Ross can see the trick I taught him.
Oh, boy.
Martin, I don't think you have to teach a cat to lick its paws.
See the little mittens he has, Ross?
And that wonderful little smile.
And feel his fur. It's soft as silk.
Patty, did you see his eyes? Aren't they precious? They should be. They cost $1.50 a piece.
Dad, we're going to play with the paper.
Yeah. It'd be cute.
I guess it's time to feed him, huh?
No, I gave him some milk about an hour ago.
Oh, dear. So did I.
Me too. We're going to wind up with a pretty fat cat.
I thought this cat was for my sense of responsibility.
Isn't that cute, Martin? Look at him play with the paper.
Uh-huh.
Hey, wait a minute. What's on that paper?
Let's see, some writing, figures.
My algebra paper. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Come on, kitty. Give it back. Come on. Come on, give it back. Come on.
Come on, Patty. Where's your sense of humor?
Swell. Swell.
Just trying to get an education, that's all.
Come on, Pat. The cat was just having fun.
Oh, sure. Hey, wait a minute. This isn't my algebra.
What is it?
I don't know. It says something about reduced sales tax. 1, burden on low incomes. 2.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Those are the notes from my editorial. Oh, no. Look, he's torn them.
Dad, where's your sense of humor?
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they behave and talk a lot, you can lose your mind.